I'm here. I made it. It was the night before the 2021 regular season opener. And we're doing fantasy drafts. We've got some of the biggest stakes that you're going to find all year. This is a 14-man super flex league. You're going to start one quarterback, two running back, two wide receiver, a standard flex position, a tight end position, and then a super flex position. And the entry fee. Did I mention the entry fee? Well, you might have gotten a hint from the thumbnail, but every person in this league is putting up a combination of short print rookie cards. That's right. My entry fee is actually right here. I've decided to sweeten up the pot a little bit from what I previously had mentioned on the channel. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're also going to be streaming the draft board because in just 7 minutes and 40 seconds, this 14-man Superflex League is about to draft. This is the last night of the regular season that you can do a fantasy draft, a season-long fantasy draft. So very excited. So let's dig in. We'll talk a little bit more about the scoring settings. I'm also got a special guest that I'm planning on having join me here in just a few minutes. My co-host from the QuestCast over on Football Cards Collecting and Investing YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let me pop over here. What is going on, Benjamin? Yeet? Kino. Let's go. Andrew Perry got 3 screens ready to go. I got 2 screens and a phone ready to go. Jets Crazy 87 in the house. Eric Scheffler, let's rock. So far, I'm seeing all the guys in the league, so this is awesome. Let me go ahead and share that draft board, get this thing ready, get this thing queued up. I hope you guys got your rankings ready to go. This is going to be 1 minute per pick. We got 16 rounds. Already mentioned the roster build of this, mentioned the entry fee and the prize pool. Did I mention that the winner of this league at the end of the year is going to take home all the rookie cards? So this is over 20 short print rookie cards that somebody is going to take home. Now, the winner has been voted. That the first place winner, has to choose 3 of those submissions, 3 of those card submissions to donate to second place as a consolation prize. But other than that, they get to keep everything, and they're going to, pick the 3 of their least favorite ones. And James Wainwright, what's up, man? He said, what are rankings? So let's look at who's playing in this league. Let's go ahead and throw up the draft board and get this thing going. And before we do, I already said let's dig in. But to make it official, I do got myself some cold ones tonight. Got the postcard pills back in the house. Had to make a quick run to the grocery store. People in the grocery store didn't even know what's up. I was in there so quick, in and out so quick. All right. Let's see. Screen 2, share. I can go ahead and share some of these potential prizes that some of these league mates are going to win right here. There's one. Andrew Perry from Perry Collectibles says he's putting the Saquon Select rookie card in there. The stipulations for the entry fee were it had to be an active NFL player, starting player, and a rookie card. All right. And so all of us here, all about that short print life. So the value, it could be a combination of cards, but the one stipulation I had was that the value needs to be approximately $30 to $50 in resale value. Love this. And it looks like the stakes are going up. It looks like we're pushing that $50 value on a lot of these cards from the combination of card submissions that people are making. Andrew says he's going to combine that Kyler Murray SGC 9 with the Saquon Select rookie card. You got Jets Crazy up in the stakes with the Russell Wilson Topps Platinum rookie card. Nice. You got must have scrolled down. You got Eric Scheffler. You got Eric going with a black prism Tua, optic hollow Ronald Jones, and I believe that card's going to be numbered too. That select tricolor Kareem Hunt with the wave. I believe that's numbered out of 99. All right, let's get into the draft room. We got 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and this is 14 teams. So this is going to be interesting, a little bit deeper than your standard fantasy league. Also, this is probably one of the final fantasy drafts anywhere on the internet going down right now, tonight, here on the Fantasy Football Card Quest. Hit that like button. Let's go. Late stick is in the draft. Late stick is in the 1.8 position. So let's look at Steve. Steve Caladesi at the number 1 spot. We actually we had 12. We expanded it for Steve and Derek, the cheesehead. We wanted to get as many fellow patrons and Quest Club members into this draft as possible, with the stakes on the line. Just made it so much fun, kind of revolutionized the way that prizes are paid out in fantasy football. And so we got Jag Sharp at the number 2 pick. That's Sean Sharp. We got Mr. Jets Crazy. Oh, by the way, guys, if you have any complaints about this league, just go ahead and send him to Jets Crazy 87. This whole thing was his idea. Yeah, man. Shout out to Andrew Perry from Perry Collectibles. He is at, where you at, Andrew? AJ Penn State. You're at the 1.6 spot, right behind me. Somehow, Aquino got at the 1.4 spot, right in front of me. Again, I'm at the 1.5. Andrew Perry from Perry Collectibles. If you collect football cards, now is the time to get on eBay and watch those auctions. What do you think about that, Carter?
All I gotta say is Vescovi is a horrible drafter. He's by far Jets Crazy 87. If you guys want to watch tonight on how to not draft, if you want an expose on the worst fantasy drafter of all time, it is Jets Crazy 87, otherwise known as the great Matthew Vescovi. He is just garbage all around. The first thing about Vescovi is that he's a Jets fan, and that already makes you a little bit garbage. But the bottom line is Vescovi's just not going to have a good draft tonight. I feel really confident about that. In fact, I've never been more confident about Vescovi. He's probably going to take Brandon Allen at the 1.3. I'm pretty confident that's what Matthew Vescovi's going to do tonight.
Brandon Allen. Is he still in the league, right?
Yes, he's Joe Burrow's backup. My lovely girlfriend who's sitting next to me right now. She drafted Brandon Allen in the 1.5 as her favorite player of all time.
To Haley, thank you.
So what's going on, Andy?
Is Hey co-owning the team with you? Is she going to co-own this team with you?
She's drafting. Are we already starting here? Let me see. Do I do this?
Let's see.
Am I doing this on my phone tonight? Okay, I'll do it on my phone.
Yeah, draft room. I better go ahead and start this thing up. It's commissioner run, so I'm going to fire it up.
Hold on. Oh my goodness gracious.
We did it. I did it, man. I hit the button.
Hold on. I kind of want to draft on desktop.
I'm drafting on desktop, but I am.
Who's got the first pick?
Steve Caladesi.
There's the dash. Got it.
You got it?
Duh. I'm just playing with it right now.
Christian McCaffrey in the 1.1. Like, who would do that? What kind of human being would do that?
I don't know, man. We got some guys in this draft that just barely watch the game, it seems.
Let me see. Oh, okay, cool. Draft room. I can do it on desktop as well. There we go.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sleeper.app. You got it fired up?
Yeah, are we live tonight?
We're live, baby.
We're live on the Fantasy Football Card Quest. I just want to
That's
know.
it.
I just want to know who all in the world right now has already subscribed to the best football card podcast on the planet.
That's a great question, man. I think we just surpassed 10 subscribers today.
10 subscribers?
Yeah, man. I just started. Well, part of it's my fault. You kind of have to mention it on your channel. And so I just mentioned it in yesterday's video, doing an overview of this league right here. It's out there, man. It's out there.
Oh my goodness.
And I will continue talking about it. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback here from our league mates and other guys on Patreon from our episode today, because it drops early over there on Patreon. I put up the raw video, and then a couple days later, I will upload it to the that YouTube channel.
So this draft roster that we're putting together today, let me see. We're getting super flex, which you can play a quarterback there, correct?
Yes, you can play a quarterback there in that super flex position.
So it's pretty crazy that all these people are drafting QBs early, but I guess if you have it at the super flex and 2 QBs are going to count, you might as well just draft QBs.
Hey man, that is a viable strategy, because you can potentially start 2 QBs now. There is 32 QBs in the league now. Not all of them are made equal, right?
This is the wildest league format of all time. I think a lot of fantasy sharps are probably watching us right now, and they're like, wait, hold on just a second. 14 team super flex with a flex? I mean, this is, you only get this type of high quality content on the Fantasy Football Card Quest.
That's it, man. We get creative over here. You also get, in this league, you get 0.2 points per rushing attempt. So you can get highly creative with your roster build in this league.
Well, you get 0.2 points per rushing attempt?
That's right.
Ah.
Yeah, you also get a full PPR for a tight end reception. So wide receivers and running backs get 0.5 points per reception, whereas a tight end gets a full point per reception.
Oh, a tight end gets a full point per reception.
Tight end gets a full point. Running backs and wide receivers get a half a point.
And what about, I'm on the clock right now, but what about quarterbacks? Do quarterbacks get that rushing bonus too?
There's a rushing, yeah, because if they run the ball, that would be considered a rushing attempt. So yes, once they cross the line of scrimmage with the football in their hand, they're now a rushing attempt.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Saquon, even though he's questionable. I feel like I'm making a mistake there.
Look at that.
Oh, you got the Wi-Fi set up on the printer?
Yep.
Oh, well, we're getting everything all set up.
Nice.
Let's see. I took Saquon Barkley.
All right, we'll go get the baby.
Limited. He's already hurt. That's perfect.
Limited.
I would have rathered Aaron Jones.
Yeah, why didn't you take Aaron Jones?
I don't know, because I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't give you so Midnight McPhee drafting right after you. He was the champ last year in our Card Investor YouTube league.
I got to figure out what card I'm going to send you.
Yeah, I've got a Chris Godwin Prism rookie card, Silver Prism from that year, and PSA 9. And then I'm going to add something to that. I want to sweeten the pot a little bit, and I will decide before the end of this draft. Probably, best to make the decision after a couple beers, don't you think?
Yeah, that's all. I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Let me see. Should I go in and get a QB right now? No. All right. Let's go ahead and... Oh, per rushing attempt? I got Saquon Barkley in the first one. I think it would make sense to go on ahead and get the best wide receiver. That would make the most sense. And I'm gonna go ahead and take Devontae Adams.
Oh, boom.
First wide
I
receiver.
I would agree with that strategy. I mean, you're first to the game there on that, That whole last dance narrative with Aaron Rodgers this year, I'm totally on board with that.
Let's do it. Now my draft is bad. I mean, I think the key to this draft with the super flex QB is to just reach on a QB early. But I'm gonna go opposite.
Well, it's all about position scarcity, and I mean, you obviously want to fill in as many holes as you can on your fantasy team, but if you can have a nice foundation of guys that can score 20 to 30 points a week in this format, then you might be able to win a lot of your matchups and make it to the playoffs. The top 6 teams are going to make it to the playoffs in this league.
Top 6?
Actually, I have to look at the now that we've expanded to 14, it might be the top 7 now, because it was the top 6 when it was a 12-man league. I'm going to go ahead out on a limb here, and I'll look after my pick, but I think it's probably the top 7 or probably top 8 actually, because you can't have an odd number of teams making the playoffs. Just thought about that.
The fantasy football card quest. Let's see, you're coming up in 2 picks. You know what's interesting? We were talking about this on the podcast, Andy, about fantasy rookie values going along with card values this year. In a perfect world, I would really hope that happens, where we're seeing that, like we're seeing just more people getting into the hobby along with fantasy football. I would like to see card values to go up and down. And honestly, when you think about it, I know you're up on the pick. Sites like StarStock would take off. I mean, they're already doing well. But if that were to happen, you can easily see like a site like StarStock basically becoming like a fantasy football site. So yeah, I think all that's just so fascinating to me. How card values could go along with fantasy values as well.
I see it, man. I believe it 100%. Because I mean, I look at a lot of us. I went and reached there, dude. I was torn on that pick, to be honest with you, because I know the guys that I was deciding between are probably not going to make it back to me. But I wanted to kind of stick it to Keno and Jets crazy there and just go ahead and double down on those running backs.
Might as well.
Might as well, man. I'll get my anchors, bell cows, But I see it, man, because the hobby is just so much more mature this year. And the people that are in it this year, I think all the guys that are in football cards, especially guys that are like me, that are single sport collectors, and investors. I mean, it's just a perfect parlay off of fantasy. And values are going up and down on a weekly basis on DraftKings and FanDuel and Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy's got daily fantasy sports, daily fantasy football drafts that I'll be doing this year. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I forecast that as those values go up and down on those platforms, we're going to see the values of players go up and down based on, there's obviously going to be certain restrictions, certain reasons why the rookie cards would go up more. The positional thing is still going to ring true with the quarterbacks versus skill position players, that kind of thing. Market size of the teams that they're on, kind of the age, like there's so much focus on the players that we haven't seen their ceiling yet.
Dude, you want to know what's kind of wild? I kind of forgot that I listed a bunch of cards on eBay to end tonight on the eve of the NFL season. And I totally forgot that Christian McCaffrey card I showed you earlier today, that premier non-auto rookie Silver Prism auto rookie patch Panthers. It's ending right now.
Ooh.
It's in 10 minutes. And it's a silver. I showed it to you a little bit earlier. There it is right there. It's Silver Prism patch. So if any of y'all are watching, it's still out there.
Go check it. What's the name of your eBay store?
What is it? C Bryant. No, it's C B. It's CARBRY 9435.
Dang. I was hoping to get Kittle.
Yeah, that would have been
Dude,
nice. That would have been a nice.
Pino's fuming right now because he's a big Jets fan. Or not big Jets fan. That's Jets crazy. I'm talking. He's a big San Francisco fan.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
Oh
huge San
God!
Francisco
You see,
fan.
this is why I don't like Vescovi.
He's always sniping people.
Yeah, I don't like Vescovi at all. I honestly just do not personally like him as a human being.
Oh, Terry McLaurin.
Oh, that's such a hard fade right now. I have Terry in a lot of leagues. I will say that Curtis Samuel not hardly practicing. Then he came up gimp today in practice. So yeah, you know, and that's obviously very interesting, right?
Curtis Samuel?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is very interesting.
Like, I mean, he's not like seriously hurt, but you know, it is interesting that that you know he came up gimpy today.
Groin.
Yeah.
Still doesn't feel right. He still doesn't feel right. Well, they got a lot of depth. I mean, I'm a big fan of Terry McLaurin. I mean, he's been nothing but spectacular since he stepped foot in the NFL. I'm very interested to see this rookie too, De'Ami Brown.
Dude, I'm high, man. I'm high on De'Ami Brown.
Really?
I like him, man, and now he's going to get to start right away.
And now someone's going to snipe him from you in this draft.
It is interesting that he had like this. He had this incredible college career, right? And let's see, I'm coming up. I'm picking right now.
I can't believe Mixon slid all the way to the middle of the third. Superflex dynamic. But holy crap, I can't believe. Oh no, okay, I missed that pick. I was about to say there's no way that Jonathan Taylor's still out there. Your boy Clyde Edwards is gone.
Oh God. This is a steal of the century right here.
Got it?
DeAndre Swift. Someone took
Ooh.
David Montgomery over DeAndre Swift. Are you kidding me?
The beat reporters though are really hot on David Montgomery right now, saying the beat reporters in Chicago saying he's going to have a 1,400-yard season, and then everything you see about Swift is injury concern.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm trying to win the league.
Yeah, that's true. Upside, I mean, you talk about an immobile quarterback with a really improved offensive line with no weapons, and he's a check down quarterback. So Swift could rack up points. You're absolutely right.
God, this league scoring is so wild.
Yeah, so some more interesting things. There are point bonuses. So anytime, you know, if the offensive player rushing or receiving gets a 40-plus yard play that turns into a touchdown, that's a 2-point bonus. And then 50-plus yard play turns into a touchdown. It's a 3-point bonus. You've got bonuses, 2 and 3-point bonuses for 100-yard plus rushing game or 100-yard plus receiving game. That's a 2-point bonus. And the 200-plus yards, that's a 3-point. And the passing from the quarterback.
1, 2.
I love having all those little bonuses sprinkled in. And then as we get further in the draft, we'll talk about some additional scoring bonuses.
Let's see. Am I going to get cheeky here? kind of want to get cheeky. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah, I'll go down with Joey B.
Oh,
I'll go. I'll go down. I'll go down to the death with Joey B. I'm fine with that.
I love his confidence. He's not concerned about his knee.
Especially, I was thinking about going Trevor Lawrence there. I just couldn't allow myself to do that. What's
No way.
what's very interesting about this league is, I thought about going Mark Andrews there.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Miles Sanders. I am. This is interesting. This is very interesting. You see how the Superflex dynamic really changes ADPs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was shocked that they all had the ADPs adjusted for that.
Oh
You know?
no, Shelly. No, man. She sniped my guy.
Who?
I wanted
Gavin?
TJ Hawkinson. This was my spot to get T Hawk. Oh man. That's okay. I'll have to pivot. Chris Godwin? Oh, I know he had to go with Chris Godwin. Andrew Perry, Penn State. Okay.
I forgot my shake thing.
Okay.
Well, for my coffee, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Back up, Zeke. Come on.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I'm going to go Amari Cooper there. Got to give me a wide receiver.
You didn't have any receivers up to this point?
Nope. Nope. That was my first receiver. There's a lot of guys I like in this range. But I really wanted T-Hawk. I wanted T-Hawk there. I was going to go T-Hawk. Honestly, I think that's the offense in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I think TJ Hawkinson is going to be kind of the Darren Waller there this year. And DeAndre Swift will be DeAndre Swift.
Both of my running backs are hurt right now. It shows you how good of a drafter I am.
Hey, maybe you won't win week 1, but they got to get healthy at some point here.
Oh, I didn't see this. Oh man, the Joe Burrow pick was really bad. Because you get negative 0.5 for every sack.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't have as much of a fumbling problem though.
Yeah, so you know what's interesting? That if you have a QB that can avoid getting sacked, that drastically that's a 0.7 swing if a QB avoids the sack and falls forward for a yard. That is a near point swing right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be huge, designating the difference between a sack and a non-sack.
That's why I got Jalen Hurts, man. Eric there at that number 9 spot is putting together a pretty solid roster so far. Interesting strategy, but he's landed on some pretty good guys. I'm just looking at the guys who have got 2 QBs, and then him and now Jets Crazy. But Jets Crazy's doesn't have a running back. He's been a 0 RB truther in our other league as well.
Man, I should have gone 0 RB in a pretty high stakes league recently. In a 14-team league too. Full point PPR. I had a choice. I drafted Tyreek Hill in the 1.11, and I ended up I had the opportunity after the turn in a 14-team league to take Stephon Diggs over Najee Harris, and I ended up choosing Najee Harris.
Well, I think in this format, I don't know what kind of scoring format you had in that league. Probably more of a standard format, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I love Stephon Diggs. I mean, really broke out last year. So if he can finish anything like last year, and all the beat reporters, all the news out of Buffalo is you're not going to be able to stop Josh Allen. I mean, he's been picking apart the Buffalo defense and the other defenses and the teams that they're playing in their joint practices. He's just been picking them apart. Like, defenses are just throwing their hands up. They can't stop him at all in all ranges of the field. And Stephon Diggs is so good.
Oh, Josh Allen, yeah.
Oh, Logan Thomas.
Are you trying to get a tight end?
Not me. No, I was commenting on that pick from. There's no way. Did I like miss some picks here? Let me see something. Is Nick Chubb still out there? No way.
No. I mean, what are you drinking over there, man?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think Nick Chubb would still be here in this economy?
No, Allen Robinson's gone.
Just get Noah Fant.
I gotta get my boy, man. I gotta get my boy Robert Woods, Mr. Consistent, the professional. I think Robert Woods is gonna ball out this year with some Matt Stafford action. And he's a lot, in my opinion, I think, just statistically speaking, he's a lot, knock on wood, sturdier than Cooper Kupp. I think Cooper Kupp's great, but and maybe he's got the bigger upside, so probably he shouldn't even. Plus, he was drafted before, but I personally, when presented with the Cooper Kupp Robert Woods option, I go Robert Woods.
Do you really every time?
Pretty much every time, yeah. I don't know, man. Robert Woods has came through for me so many times before, and
God dog it, man. You see, this one I don't like 14 teamers. So many of the guys you want get sniped. It is so bad, especially at the 1.11. Oh man, this is not good.
What about the 1.12? You're actually at the 12th position.
I'm at the 1.12. Oh man, that sucked. That one hurt.
What, the Justin Fields?
Yeah, that one really hurt.
He's not even starting yet. But I know it's a matter of time. I got Justin Fields pretty late in my $100 league, and I feel pretty good about that. I had to get the pretty boy Trevor Lawrence, and I got Mr. Tagovailoa, but then I backed it up with Justin Fields.
Any day now, Ramsey. Any day now.
I still see one of your guys out there, man.
Okay, so you would think I would go with the Jamar Chase stack right here. But no, you don't go Jamar Chase here. You go the most undervalued fantasy wide receiver. Okay, do you know who that is?
T. Higgins?
It is not T. Higgins. I thought you were better than that, man.
Tyler Lockett?
It's Tyler Frederick Lockett.
Love me some Tyler Lockett. I should have taken him instead of Robert Woods.
I love me some Tyler Frederick Lockett.
The third.
The third.
Yeah, dude, he's a touchdown machine, that dude. And I know the football's like the size of his arm, but shoot, I mean, he's a touchdown machine.
He's a beast.
He's a beast, dude. He is a beast.
And I honestly, as much as I freaking hate Pete Carroll, and I freaking hate him,
Yeah.
I do think they're going to throw the ball more. I do.
I like that Devontae Smith pick. You think he's going to be a beast at the NFL level?
I think he'll be okay. Obviously, a big thing for him is just going to be, obviously his route running is going to be good. He's obviously really thin though. So, will the jams affect him at all?
Slim Reaper. Yeah, good point.
Do you go T. Higgins or Jamar Chase here?
Ooh, he went Brandon Ayuk.
It's half point PPR?
Half point.
So it's me again?
Yeah, see, man. Look, you're not in that bad a spot. You get to pick again.
I feel like I would have to go. Let's see. So they would pick twice before me. But you know what they say, Andy? When everyone zigs, you got to zag, right?
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that what they say?
That's what they say.
Oh, in this case, I'm going to go major zag right now and do the reach of the century. Boom. Reaching.
Ooh.
I'm reaching. I am reaching. There's like 10
I love
quarterbacks rated higher. But in a super flex QB league, I think you got to just reach for the stars, man.
Well, and on our podcast earlier, you were the one who said Zach Wilson so far this preseason has played. He's got that zip, almost like a Rodgers-esque type zip. I believe those were the words you used.
I understand it's a reach, but there's all these other people in front of me that don't have QBs yet. You might as well just reach for the stars, man. If you have a super flex league, I mean, and you think Zach Wilson could be a league winner, you just got to go for it. You just got to go for it, baby. I'm fading Tua.
Faded Tua. You faded Jamar Chase.
I'm telling you, my draft is by far the worst. There's some sharps in here that drafted some really good teams.
So far, you think so?
Yeah, there's some smart people in here. I mean, you wouldn't think so by judging your channel. You wouldn't think smart people, not knowing the lowbrow content that Andy creates. Let me see. Let me take. Let's see. Football card quest.
There goes Higgins.
Got 15 people watching. Okay. Let me check. Let me. There we go. I had to let the public know about Vescovi's just really mediocre team. Really? Josh Allen in this economy? Vescovi? And Josh Jacobs is your RB1? Really?
I know Kino's going to hate me for this pick. I think I'm going to reach here as well.
Are you reaching?
Oh man, I kind of want to reach. here.
No, reach for the stars. You have to.
I'm doing it, Keno. I'm sniping you. Snipe of the century.
I'm a Trey Lance truther.
Oh, he went Raheem Mostert.
He went Mostert.
He got his homer. Maybe not the one he had wanted because he's only got one QB so far.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
I just couldn't. I couldn't do. I couldn't do Daniel Jones. I just couldn't pull the trigger on him.
You can't. I mean, you got to kind of in these super flexing. You just kind of you just have to reach for quarterbacks.
Yeah, you kind of do. You
mean,
really reached pretty deep there for.
Yeah, I know, but I just
Exactly.
couldn't risk him losing him, knowing that there's still a bunch of really good receivers. There wasn't worth the upside of a stack with Joey B. So what I probably should have done, actually, yeah, I should have done that, but I don't know anything about fantasy football.
I don't. You say that, but you made it to the playoffs. I think you finished what, third last year in the league,
I
the
don't
Card
even
Investor
know.
League.
I don't even know. You know what's in? You know what's in? You know what's interesting? It is kind of weird though, because we both do underdog stuff. It is kind of weird knowing I'm like, okay, I'm actually gonna have to manage this crappy roster I'm drafting.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Yeah. Whenever I have like 27 underdog rosters, I'm like, whew, that's awesome, man. Just optimize it for me on a weekly basis.
Mm.
But I feel that that really prepared me for drafts like this, where I would be coming down to the last couple seconds, still not knowing who I'm going to pick and like what I'm doing. I feel like I really prepared myself by doing all of those best ball drafts. And now I got a chance to win money at the end of the season.
Right.
So
So the winner is going to win all these sports cards.
all these sports cards, but they have to choose 3 of the cards to donate to second place as a consolation prize.
Oh, well, I don't. Shouldn't we pay off a third place? One card for the third place. I
One
mean,
card for the third place.
that's a lot of cards that somebody's going to be getting. A lot.
That's true. That is true.
I don't think anyone here is so greedy enough that they need stacks of cards, because a winner is going to get this Jimmy Garoppolo PSA 9 I'm sending to Andy right here. This card is valued at $1,686 right now. It's the lowest eBay bin on this card. So whoever out there, you're going to get lucky and win this card.
That's funny.
I think Vescovi actually hates me. I really do, because I've trash talked him so much. And I don't know Matthew that well. I probably shouldn't have trash talked him so hard. But Vescovi, you're my guy.
He could take it. He's got a good sense of humor. Plus, this whole league was his idea. It was his idea.
What? Really?
Yeah. Hey, man, why don't you make a second league where the buy-in is a rookie card and the winner gets all the rookie cards? And I had a couple beers and I was like, oh, dude, that's a great idea. Well, I floated it out there and everybody else thought it was a great idea too, man. The league filled up super quick, man. Guys loved it. And so now, hey, look at this run. Mac and cheese off the board.
You see? So Zach Wilson would not have lasted.
He would not have made it back to you. No. Look at Shelly at the number 7 spot. She's got both Tom Brady's in the league now. Got the real Tom Brady and then the mac and cheese Tom Brady.
Darnold? You see, there's no way Zach Wilson would have made it to me.
No way.
If Sam Darnold in this economy was being drafted.
Yeah, so you got your guys.
No! That did not just happen.
Oh, you got sniped.
Oh, no. No, I don't like that.
You thought for sure Ramsey was going with a quarterback there.
For sure. I was ready to click send.
I mean, he had Teddy Bridgewater, Carson Wentz. What's not to love? Jared Goff still out there?
Oh my God. Really? Oh, there's just I think the draft just ended right there because everybody left here is just horrible. Horrible.
What are you looking for? Wide receivers?
I was for a second. I don't know who I'm selecting now.
Oh man, well, dude, I see a couple studs out there still. I mean,
I might as well just take Cortland Sutton. Why not?
Yeah, that's not a bad pick. I mean, he's not the guy I would have taken there.
Who would you have taken? Odell?
Wait, no, actually, I wouldn't have taken Odell either. I can't say who I would have taken because maybe who would fall to me. He's still out there. I can't say it now. I got to plead the fifth.
You'd taken Noah Fant?
Although I do think Noah Fant's an incredible athlete. I'm a Noah Fant fan. Chase Edmonds. I saw Damian Harris. Mike Davis is gone. Kareem Hunt is gone. I'm sure. Let's see. Yeah, he's gone.
See, it's slim pickings already.
Did Sony Michel get drafted already?
Yeah. I don't see him on here. I would have taken Sony Michel now.
Where is he at? I don't see him taken. I'm looking at the board.
No, I'm looking at the running backs right now.
Are you spelling it right?
Yeah, I'm.
Where the heck is he? I don't see him drafted.
I'm gonna go ahead and reach for this stack.
Oh,
I know it's a deep. I'm not in love with any of these receivers that were ahead of him.
I got a trade offer today from in my $100 league from the commissioner wanting Corey Davis, and he wanted to give me Terrace Marshall plus $5 of free agent auction bidding money.
Really?
I declined it. Although I do like Terrace Marshall, and I think he's had a great preseason, and I think he should have been a first round draft pick, but because of the injury, he slid. I just think there's a lot more mouths to feed in Carolina. You got DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, you know.
Jared Goff? What is Dallas 170 doing?
He's desperate.
That is by far the worst draft. I don't even know who that is. Who is that? Who's Dallas 170?
Dallas 170. Oh man, it's slipping my. I know who it is because I just talked to him, but it's slipping my. I'll remember who it is. That's Iwin, dude. That's Iwin. That's James.
James.
That's right. He's got a few different names, few different handles. But that's James Wainwright, man.
Well, tell James his team's not that good. He needs a do-over. He needs a mulligan. That's you, James? Like, I'll say James. Like, I'll type it out for you. James. My man. Your team. There we go. I just let him know that his team looks like a league winner.
His team looks like a what winner?
A league winner. I mean, what
Oh, a
other
league.
team? What other team would Jared Goff? I mean, who excites the fantasy world more than Jared Frederick Goff? Nobody.
Nobody. Oh my. Oh man, Andrews. I can't believe Robbie Anderson fell all that way just to be sniped one pick before it got to me. Okay. All right. All right. Collect myself here. Sure, Kenny Galladay's probably hurt.
Plus, he plays for the Giants.
He plays for the Giants.
You got Jameis Winston. Why'd you get 3 QBs?
Me? Well,
Yeah.
because Trey Lance isn't playing yet.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
And Jameis Winston's in a shootout scenario this weekend. Oh, yeah, there he is. Boom. Did I not get him? There we go.
Oh, you got Vishka? This
I
late?
got Vishka, baby.
Mm.
I might do something crazy on my next pick. I don't know, man. Oh, dang, I like Leonard Fournette, too.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 0.2 per carry, yeah, it makes him a little more valuable.
Right? Lombardi Lenny. You did say Sony Michelle was gone, right? I mean, you said that last time.
I don't see. I mean, I didn't see him. Let me see.
He's right there, bro.
Where?
He's expected to be ready for week 1.
Tony Michelle is not. Oh, okay, I see him.
I can see I can add him. Boom, queue him up.
Pick
But then I
number
don't queue him up because then I'm likely to be sniped, and now everybody saw me queue him up. So I'm gonna remove him. Don't want him. Don't have no interest in Sony Michelle at all. I think that's a terrible pick, Steve. Marquez Callaway in the beginning of the 9th round. Mike Williams, another terrible pick by Jag Sharp, the 9.2. Oh, that's crazy. Just trying to just snipe as hard as you can over there.
I mean, God, why would you even make it public?
Oh, I see Keno. Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, we got the double flex daddy league right here. Oh shoot. Who's even left at tight end? Is there any starting tight ends left in the league? Tyler Higbee out there. Give me some Tyler Higbee. That's kind of hedging my bets, ain't it? With Robert Woods. Is Goddard out there? Alice Goddard is gone.
I'm trying to find my next pick.
I'm going Higbee. Going Higbee. Andrew already had him queued up. Robert Tanyan, the touchdown monster last year, man. Actually, it's
Tanyan?
not bad for the PPR format, man. They got him predicted to get double digits every week. Number 4 tight end in PPR, it says predicted player ranking.
Who?
Robert Tanyan.
Really?
I know he's a very touchdown boomer bust type guy.
Yeah, I'm
What do they
fading.
got?
I'm fading Tanyan.
Yeah, I mean, and with Higbee ranked as number 17, doesn't see action. That's good. I don't want him to see action in the preseason. Rest that sucker up. Matt Stafford's about to light you up. Finally, a Houston player is drafted. The first Houston Texans player is drafted in the middle of the 9th round. There has now been a player drafted from all 32 NFL teams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, finally.
God. I hate this league, man.
You were going to go Melvin Gordon here?
I think Melvin Gordon is a big fantasy steal this year. I really do. I almost selected him with that Corey Davis pick. And then Tyler Boyd. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh, you were trying to go with the sneaky Joe Burrow stack.
Yeah, exactly. Right before my pick? Why?
Right before, dude.
Why would you do that? That drives me up a wall right there. It's not, the fantasy's not even fun. It's not even fun. All right. I guess I'm going to have to settle with the steal of the century. Why is everybody fading James Conner this year? Explain to me why James Conner is not a fantasy relevant running back.
I think he is.
I mean, Chase Edmonds is the back ahead of him. Chase Edmonds, really? What has Chase Edmonds ever done that will scare you? All James Conner was like Pittsburgh's best back for what, 3 years?
Yeah. Chase Edmonds is explosive. He's great in the receiving game.
I mean, he's got gas in the tank.
But James Conner is a cancer survivor. Dude's tough as nails, man, and twice as strong. I mean, yeah, he did excel in that Pittsburgh system throughout the whole Le'Veon Bell saga, you know?
That really ticks me off, though, that my Tyler Boyd sneaky stack was sniped. How does that happen? Who is Ramsey? What kind of name is Ramsey anyway?
That's his last name. That's Derek Ramsey.
The only thing Ramsey's known for, a corner and one chef. That's the only good Ramseys on the planet. And this guy decided to steal, to snipe.
Snipe you hard, man. He's a cheesehead. He's a big Packers fan.
He's a Packers fan? Well, I explained it.
That explains everything, right?
All right, I'm going to go on ahead and get my tight end. I'll go Hunter Henry.
Oh, I thought for a second you got sniped again, and you were just saying you were going to go Hunter Henry, and he got taken from you. No, you got him. You got Hunter Henry.
I got the league winner tight end.
What? Wait a minute. Isn't he on the same team as Johnny Smith?
Yeah, and Hunter Henry's a better player than Jonnu Smith.
Isn't he hurt?
Who, Hunter Henry?
He's not listed on the official injury report, so he's good to go. It's good to go. I do think that the Patriots are going to rely on that dink and dunk offense a lot.
Exactly. I could see some Hunter Henry 10 reception weeks.
They got him predicted. Yeah, actually, they've got him projected double digit pretty much every week. Ooh, Darnell Mooney.
I'm a Darnell Mooney guy too.
I like
I,
that
th-
pick.
I thought about getting him. I didn't reach for my Corey Davis stack.
Man, I'm gonna have to. I kind of need another running back here. A lot of my guys are gone though, man. It's getting slim pickings. Slim pickings. Rojo's gone. I can't do. No. You guys go ahead and take him. Take him. Shelly, you were supposed to take him. Not Henry Ruggs.
Let me see. What was I looking up a minute ago?
Well, I gotta take this guy here because I don't. I mean, yeah, I kind of have to take him. Uh, yeah, give him to me. Give him to me. He's out there. Yeah, basic. All right, let's see what kind of tomfoolery shenanigans these first four guys get into here. These next 8 picks. Elijah Moore, solid pick. Teddy Bridgewater, Jets crazy.
Elijah just went. Oh, that was going to be my late sneaky stack.
He's gone. You're gonna have to settle for Jamison Crowder.
Mm.
Michael Gallup.
Oh, my team is so garbage, Mandy. It's so bad.
It could be good. It could be good. I mean, it's solid. Like, I mean, I think in a couple weeks out of this year, I think you could win.
I mean, both of my backs are just such high upside. Like they can both finish like RB5.
Are you kidding me? Oh, dude.
What?
Ah. Seriously, Steve? He just took the Bucks defense at the end of the 10th round.
Oh, defense has a lot of points.
No way, dude. No
Yeah.
way.
No, defense does have a lot of points. Yeah, these league rules are just so cartoonish. They're so cartoonish.
What do you
All
mean
the
cartoonish? Because it's
like,
not cookie cutter.
well, yeah, it's like special teams TD, blocked kick, forced fumble. How do you predict a block kick? Do I have to go look up the defense's block kick percentage?
All right, now that's standard, Carter, to get +2 for a block kick, right?
I mm, we should have done individual defensive players. There needs to be a fantasy football for just defensive players. Why hasn't that been done? I would guess there would be some type of market for that somewhere.
Idea. Oh, Keno.
Watching a football team, oh yeah, I can get a lot of
Ah,
sacks,
you guys
especially
are,
in that especially in that division. They're going to get a ton of sacks.
yeah, I'm pissed, man. I don't know what to do. I'm all out of sorts now because My defense was taken, man. Defense was taken, dude. What do I do here? I pick myself up. Got to take another defense. Just take a defense. Just take the Rams.
Dude, just go on and take the Rams.
Just yeah.
Did they used to be a thing? Caladisi? Caladisi. That's such a great name, man. Caladisi.
You got me good, man. You got me where it counted. I thought for sure I would be able to get them here in this round in the 11th. I didn't want to reach. I was going to get them in the 10th, but I thought, no way they'll pick them here in the next 8 picks. But makes sense because he's not going to get another pick till he comes way back.
Nobody's drafting Deshaun. What's up with that?
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson. No, D. Watson's right there, man.
Deshaun Watson? He's not playing this year.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to win your league, if he does just happen to play by the time of the playoffs, you could be set, especially in a QB superflex.
He gets cleared. Yeah, you could be set. You're
I
you're
mean,
right. You got a
I
good
mean,
point.
it might be worth a stone's throw here. Or you could do you can get really sexy and draft Irv Smith on the IR.
Oh, you do have an IR spot in this league, so you could stash a guy in that IR spot.
Oh, do you really?
Mm-hmm. You could stash a guy in the IR spot. But, I mean, you could probably pick up Irv off of the waiver for little, very little.
Oh my God, this league's about to get so brutal.
Yeah, there's a run on the defenses going now.
Well, oh yeah, it's about to get really brutal in here.
So what does Carter do?
I mean, my team already sucks.
So you might as well swing for the fences.
You might as well. Let me see. See, any good defenses left? Broncos. None of these defenses are anything special.
I think the Broncos are pretty good, man. Especially after they added Patrick Surtain. I mean, you do get points for sack yards, interception return yards, fumble return yards. It's not much. It's basically. Oh, you got your guy, man. You got an LSU guy.
Might as well stash him, baby. I'm only picking guys that I like now. I'm only picking LSU guys the rest of the way.
Von Miller's back. I think the Broncos defense are going to be stingy this year.
He talked someone into it just then.
Let's see what you need, man. You got 3 running backs. You got 2 quarterbacks. Might as well stash Brandon Allen. I'm just joking.
Might as well.
Stash Deshaun Watson. Oh man, I love Tony Pollard. He's gonna steal workload from Zeke this year, regardless. He played too good last year.
It's my turn.
It is your turn.
Mm.
Do 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 do.
Hey, settle down over there, young man. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Oh, the Cleveland Browns.
Go ahead and do it.
I like that defense too, man. They made a lot of improvements to that defense. The secondary, right? That
Yeah.
was their weak link last year. Already got Myles Garrett running all over the field, doing everything. Oh, I like that pick, that late round pick. There goes Deshaun Watson. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got picks flying off the board now. Tevin Coleman, Johnny Smith, and Tevin Coleman, Deshaun Watson, Chuba Hubbard. Gus the Bus. What does Shelly do? She got Gus the Bus. She needs a running back. That's kind of hurting right there. Only getting the King Henry and Gus the Bus. Oh, I like Gabriel Davis though. That was a good pick. All right, Andrew. James White, the Bostonian. Okay. Dang, I really kind of need. I'll trade somebody a defense. That was terrible.
Why'd you take a second defense? You're the worst. You're the worst drafter of all time. That's horrible. I mean, God, your kids should leave you after that. That is that bad of a pick.
I saw.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
I know it's bad.
That's so bad.
I
Why
know.
would you do that? Doesn't make any sense at all.
Hear me
Oh.
out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I can't. My headphones are out. In fact, I that pick was so bad. I'm replacing you with Vescovi for the football podcast. Like that's how bad. Like I cannot trust a human being that would do something of that level of lunacy. That is just absolutely insane what you just did. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can only play one of those.
I'm gonna trade one of them.
Yeah, defense. Defense for sale, all of them.
Hey man, I'm gonna trade one of these defenses to either Jets Crazy 87. He would be my first trade candidate, or Jag Sharp 15. He'd be my second trade candidate. I see Filthy at the back end of the draft doesn't have a defense. Eric Shafir doesn't have a defense. AJ Penn State doesn't have a defense. And I think the Patriots defense is going to be really good this year. And I figured why be the only one getting sniped? Let me do some sniping. So maybe that was a little bit of a selfish pick there, but I think that it could pay off on the trade block here in the coming weeks. It It was an impulse move, man.
That was bad. You deserve every worst thing.
We got 4 rounds left.
That's only 4?
Yeah. Only 4. Now we got to dig deep. Dig deep.
Jalen Rager is terrible.
You think he's that bad?
Yeah, he's not any good.
He's explosive, though.
Yeah, he's just not good, man. Imagine being an Eagles fan knowing you could have got Jefferson.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's my problem. I was on the defense. You see what happened was, Carter. I think this explains everything. I was on the defense and it just automatically I'm like, why not? Everything made sense at the time.
I should send this in for my card, a Gary Danielson PSA 10. Where are my Gary Danielson fans? That's a big time card right there.
Gary Danielson?
Gary Danielson PSA 10. Can't beat
What?
it, Gary Danielson.
Why do you have a Gary Danielson PSA 10?
The question is, why wouldn't you have a Gary Danielson PSA 10? No,
Hmm.
I was friends with Gary Danielson. He used to come on my radio show every year at SEC Media Days. And I know nothing about him as a player. I just know him from SEC football. Latavius Murray, who's not on a team right now, gets selected. That lets you know things are slim pickings. When Latavius Murray is being selected.
Oh, yeah, they released him. Yeah. Cut on Sunday. Slim Pickens. Wasn't too Slim Pickens, though. I was able to get Giovanni Bernard there. I like that. Beer 30. Yes, sir. Yeah, still plenty more defenses for me to draft, Um, I'm also looking at, third string, fourth string tight ends next.
Those are my pick.
I'm digging deep.
Gonna get my handcuff running back.
Boom. The Booker. Yeah. Ramadre Stevenson. I believe he's been drafted. Yeah, Ramadre Stevenson was drafted in the end of the 9th round, Jackson. Russell Gage, man. I like that pick, dude. That's good value right there. I
Yeah,
like Russell Gage.
But I'm a big Russell Gage fan. You know that. But
Yeah, went to LSU.
But here's the thing about Russell Gage, though. That's very interesting. Is I would view, even though he's listed as a tight end, I view Kyle Pitts more as like a. There's no kicker in this league. No kicker. Okay.
No kickers.
Okay, it's a little easier for me.
Hooper.
Hooper right there. Let's see.
Take a second defense, Carter.
I probably should, huh?
You know you want to. Everybody, all the cool kids are doing it. Actually, just me.
I'm going ahead and
Ooh, that's a good. I like that pick. That's a nice little receiving tight end sleeper pick there, and Cole Kmet.
year 2 for him, right?
Year 2. Yeah. He gets some nice little popularity too in the rookie card circle. I think a lot of what drives that is that market size in Chicago. And the hope that they'll be saved from quarterback purgatory this year with Justin Fields. Taysom Hill. That was going to be my quarterback handcuff.
And mine too.
Oh, man. That Brian Edwards pick. Money. James getting him in the 14-5. Dad gum. What do you think about Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I don't know a whole lot about him other than with the USC. I really don't know.
I thought he looked. I watched like his college highlights and stuff. I thought he looked decent. 6'1", 195. They released Brashad Perryman on Monday. He could see a lot more targets due to Evan Ingram. I like that pick. If Evan Ingram can ever stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? Gerald Everett. I thought that was a good pick right there. Okay. Gosh. The wide receiver selection is getting slim. Oh, I got something typed in. No, it's not bad, man. Not bad. I'm gonna go with Nelson Aguilar. Honestly, I don't know why I took him over Devontae Parker, other than I think Mac and Cheese could end up hitting Nelson Aguilar on a pretty frequent basis. And Devontae Parker has definitely got his last couple years too, but I think I like the upside of Nelson Aguilar with Mac and Cheese a little bit better than I like Devontae Parker with Tua, just because of the addition of Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle.
I'm still so pissed about my Zach Wilson, my Joe Burrow and Tyler Boyd stack being dismantled earlier.
Well, you see what happened to me. The Bucks defense was taken in the 10th round. That got me so upset. I went on such a bad tilt that I took 2 defenses in a row, Carter.
2 defenses in a row.
Like, that's the kind of tilt I was on, man. That's the real explanation for it right there. Now looking back at it, it was the Bucks defense selection combined with the almost completion of my second beer really put me on tilt.
So Cam Newton's not even playing. He's not even with anyone, right?
Right. He's a free agent. But you better believe like I could see, somebody will pick him up if there's an injury here week 1. You got to think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Le'Veon Bell going in the 14th.
Wait, Le'Veon Bell, is he on a team?
He got signed by Baltimore to the
With the
practice
Ravens?
squad. Yeah.
Might as well. I mean, you want to win the league. If this is a league where first place gets all the rookie cards, so we're doing first place and second place gets 3, and third place gets 1 rookie card.
That's right. That's what we're doing.
My team is definitely not winning. God, I like Vescovi. No, well, I don't know if I like Vescovi's team or not. It's weak running backs. It's so tough with the super flex to see whose team is actually the best. I kind of like your team. Honestly, I just don't think anyone just has a way better team than anyone else. I kind of like Ramsey's team a lot, especially considering he sniped my Tyler Boyd pick. Yeah, I like Ramsey's team a lot.
Ramsey's team looks pretty badass. Except he doesn't have but that's the thing. He could always play whatever he wants in that super flex spot. You know, he doesn't have a second QB really.
Oh, he
as of
doesn't
right
have a
now.
second QB. He does
No.
not. Plus, if you have 2 QBs and one of them goes down. But
Yeah, I was actually going to pick Taysom Hill because of the potential of Jameis Winston getting benched there.
I was going to snag Jamison Crowder late.
Dude, all your stacks got sniped.
All of them.
Every single one of them.
Well, I've had about 6 or 7 rounds of really crappy picks. Let's see.
I'm going to take a little sneaky stack here. I think Traquan's healthy, isn't he? Smith,
Traquan?
not a starting option against Packer. Is not a starting caliber fantasy option for week 1. Notably dealing with a hamstring. Oh, I hate hamstring issues. Dude, hammies. I hate hammies. Hammy issues. Rashad Bateman on IR. Well, y'all done forced my hand into Devontae Parker. Y'all gonna regret it.
Yeah, I can't. Sometimes you can kind of see whose team is better than everyone's. No one in this draft wasn't like an idiot. Like everyone knew what they were doing.
Yeah, everybody was active. Everybody knew what they were doing. We're all super pumped. We're all fantasy nerds, football card nerds in this draft. And we're all gunning for that first place, man. You kidding me? We're talking 20 plus short print rookie cards to first place in this league. 3 to second, 1 to third. Guess we'll donate 1 to third. I almost got auto picked, Andrew. But what you don't know is that unlike Underdog, because I'm the commissioner, there's not a true auto pick in this league. I didn't tell you guys till now, but you could run out of time and it won't actually pick anybody. It'll wait till for me to do something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I didn't want anybody to abuse that.
I'm telling you, if I get sniped with this next pick, it would be something out of a movie. I swear, if I get sniped on this next pick.
Ramsey's looking, man. He's got 30 seconds. He's looking. Who's Carter gonna pick? Who's Carter gonna pick? Gotta snipe him. Gotta get one more snipe in, Ramsey. True cheesehead fashion. One more snipe. Come on, man.
Time's up, so it auto picks for him.
Well, see, I have to select a button. I can manually set him a player. I can go through and say, hey, who's Carter gonna pick, and let me pick him. Oh, he picked a guy. See, I gave him an extra 2 seconds.
I picked a defense. Boom. There he is.
You got him, man. You
Got
did it.
him.
You
Got
got
him.
him. De'Ami Brown, the guy we talked about at the beginning of the stream.
You,
Oh my God.
you
I can't believe you did it, Carter.
Got it, baby.
Finally got a smile on your face.
Got it. Finally got what I needed in my life.
Some De'Ami Brown. Look at Drew Lock going at the 15.14. Let's see what kind of roster Filthy built over here. I sniped.
I almost went Nico Collins too. I know he's gonna get a lot of work. Okay, so are you ready for the steal of all steals?
You got it, huh?
Yeah, I got it right here. Bam, when he wins the job.
Oh, you think he's gonna win it?
Well, here's my view on it. If you only have two quarterbacks and one of them goes down, you can be in a lot of trouble. So I went on ahead and that's why I was going to take Taysom. I went on ahead and just hedged it. So if it would obviously require Heineke winning the job, then you could just waiver wire that QB's backup.
Yeah, you might have to spend a bunch of your fab on it though.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a fab system.
What's fab mean?
Free agent auction bidding.
Oh,
So all free agents every day, all day, you got to pay for. Now you can put in a $0 bid, but just know that if somebody else puts in a $1 bid for that player, they're gonna get it. That's the priority system. It's based on those dollar bills in your fab pocket, your fab budget. Tyrell Williams. What am I gonna do here? This last pick, man. Gardner Minshew. I love it, man. The Mississippi stash getting selected the last round. Now in Philadelphia. Rashad Penny. That was a good pick. That was a good late round pick right there. Irv Smith IR. What was it? Blake Jarwin? A healthy week one. Blake Jarwin was. Yeah, last season he tore his ACL, was done for the year. But you know what? I gotta get a homer here because I think this guy could be super productive if he could stay healthy for a couple games. And we just had some good local beat reporter news from Brady on OJ. I'm gonna go ahead and put a late round flyer on OJ.
might as well. Tyler Croft isn't bad either.
I mean, he's an incredible athlete. He just, dude, has not been able to stay healthy at all. Did you ever pick which cards you're gonna submit?
I'm gonna do this, and I might send in my let me look. I'll figure it out right now. I'm gonna send in this Jimmy. I actually still do believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. I do. I think he can. I do believe he can be a successful quarterback in this league. Let me see if I can find something in here.
What? Chargers, Saints. He gone. Cam Newton, last pick of the draft. Good luck, everybody. I'll see you guys in the trenches. I'm not ending the live stream just yet until I see what Carter's got to submit.
I might submit this Calvin Ridley green.
A green Calvin Ridley. What the hell are you doing with that?
Well, I might be submitting to the league. I think these are going for what, like $15 right now?
A green, is that a Prism raw
Prism
rookie
rookie.
card?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be going for more than although the color is just absolutely terrible for Falcons. I think I think that it's still got to be more than 15. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to add. I just want my card to be a little bit more. Maybe I'll add one of these Prism Auto Traquan Smiths.
Last Calvin Ridley green Prism rookie sold for $21.50. The last one. They're roughly around 15 to 21.
Or maybe this highlighter yellow Tua. That's not bad.
Mm.
I want to make it something unique. That's kind of the fun of it, right? Because I'm going to do a video where we review your entry. So if your entry is the weak link in the league, then you get put on blast in the video. And I'm going to queue up all kinds of sound effects and stuff like that. You don't want that, you know?
Let me see.
That's the same thing for all you guys out there in the league, too. You know, I love all you guys, but I'm still going to put you on blast if your entry fee is weak. Maybe I'll add in this orange prism Allen Robinson. That's a pretty cool card. Maybe that's what I'll do. There you go. You know what? I think I just decided it because he's one good quarterback away, one Justin Fields away from getting back on track to the Hall of Fame. We'll throw in the. I'm increasing my entry. This is my entry. The Chris Godwin PSA 9 and the orange prism Allen Robinson. Wide receiver heavy.
I'm actually going to throw this into my entry as well. Mike Davis, Topps Chrome rookie. Where are my Mike Davis fans?
Oh, Mike Davis, man. He had a lot of steam earlier this preseason, man.
What, he's the RB1 in Atlanta, right?
RB1 in Atlanta. Let's see where he went in this draft. This is recording. Thanks for reminding me. You still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my mouse died. I guess the battery died in my mouse. That must have been what happened. I was trying to see where Mike Davis went. He went. Got to dig for him, man. There he is. The 5th round, 5.6. I passed on him. I took Robert Woods, and Andrew Perry took him, 5.6. Ooh, I take that as a compliment, James. What up, Kino? Got that card, PSA 10 off ComC. Did Mike Davis go to the Gamecocks?
Yeah,
Is that where he went to college? He's a Gamecock?
I could just let this be my thing right here. PSA 10 Dwayne Haskins silver.
Oh, dude, that card's got investment potential.
It does. I could just let this be my entry if I want to get sexy.
Thank you, Benjamin. Yeah, this is a fresh Chris Godwin, so I had to include that. That was my primary pick because I feel like that's a really sweet spot kind of card for the entry. But I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna add an orange Bears color match 2014 Prism to it, and that's my total entry. Done. I sniped Keno twice with the Gibson and the Trey. I knew I sniped you with the Trey. I almost did that kind of intentionally. And maybe that's the karma that got the Bucks picked in the 10th round by Steve.
Mm.
That was fun. That was a fun draft. Sorry your team is so terrible, Carter. Just go ahead and I'll post my mailing address in the sleeper chat. You just send me those cards. We'll go ahead and we'll add them to the collection.
I just want to know if everyone in the chat is subscribed to the Fantasy Football Card Quest podcast.
That too. Are you guys subscribed to football card collecting and investing?
You know what's funny? I kind of like Late Stick's team too. His wide receivers are kind of weak. He's got himself a little team.
He does have himself a little team. Dak, Eckler, CEH, Mike Evans, Justin Fields, Dallas Goedert, Michael Carter, DJ Chark. He's got a few of your guys, man.
Wide receivers are kind of weak though. I don't know if that's going to be enough.
It's a little weak. Miko Hardman, Brandon Cooks, DJ Chark, Mike Evans. Hey, my wide receivers are kind of I might be sending you an offer for Mike Evans. Trade you straight up. I'll trade you straight up.
Jameis Winston for Mike Evans.
Jameis Winston for Mike Evans. No, I don't want to do that. I'll trade you the Patriots defense for Mike Evans.
But anyway, we need everyone to go subscribe to the Fantasy Football Card Quest podcast, where today we talked about Christian McCaffrey rookies. We talked a lot about Dak. I know everyone's really excited about Dak investments. It is interesting that some of those Prism rookies are on-card autos. I just find that so interesting that year that they had on-card autos for Prism, but they really never really had those autos on card for Prism, right? Unless you just get them somewhere. Unless you like just run into them somewhere and say, "Will you auto my thing?" There's not like any set autos, right?
Not any set autos. You're right, man. That is a very unique year. What they did between the base rookies being Silver Prism and the on-card autos on the Prism, which are typically all sticker autos. I mean, I think it's almost 100% sticker autos. You know, you got to go to like a Contenders or the Optic. They kind of mix it up each year on which set gets the on-card auto.
Eric says, "Where do we hear the podcast?" Well, Andy, drop a link, man.
Yeah, okay. Drop a link. Let me drop a link. I'll drop a link there. That's the YouTube channel. Let me drop a link to the. I think I've got it linked. The podcast linked on there. Yeah, I do. Here, I'll go ahead and go there, and then get the link for the actual podcast if you guys want to listen. Just listen only, right?
Mm.
Let me see. Share that. How do you share that? I probably have to get us on more podcast platforms, Carter.
Well, we can do it.
That's on me. I think I've got it on Spotify and it's on an RSS feed, but I think that copy episode link from today.
Tell me something good. Tell me that you like it.
There's a Spotify link. Oh, Jet's Crazy wants to hop in the broadcast booth with us.
What, Scovy in the actual chat?
Yeah.
I don't even know what Scovy looks like. I know I talked to him a bunch on IG.
He's been on the channel before. Here, I'm going to send it to you in IG, Viscovy.
Because I'm about to have to hop out of here. He can take over for me.
There you go.
This Jamar Chase card. It's going for too much. I really want it though. The one I was telling you about earlier. The shipping is $12 because they're in South Korea. It's a Jamar Chase sticker auto gold standard. What does the chat think about gold standard cards?
You know, I'll tell you, I've held a Calvin Ridley gold standard RPA out of 49. It's been for sale for $75. You think out of 49, this and that, I would be able to move it? I can't get any offer better than 55. And it's like, it's a tough, man. It's a tough sell. I just don't think it's very liquid. I don't think it's like very.
See, this gold standard is serial numbered 1 out of 49. That would be the only reason I'd want it. I'm not a huge fan of the card.
Jet's Crazy 87.
What's going on?
God, Scovy, what's up, man?
What's going on, Carter? So you crushed me early, baby, but you see that stack. You see what I got going on. I'm feeling real good about it.
Let me see. Trey Sermon, Leonard Fournette, Josh Jacobs.
The Fournette was a steal there. I got to say, I was surprised to see him sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, your running backs run a combined 4.8 40-yard dash. That's good.
It's hard sometimes, you know. I mean, this is a 14-man league. Is not a lot of depth there, you know.
No. Your team actually is pretty good. Actually, when I look at it, I do think I'm going to win this league. I really do think so. I think it's pretty dead set that I'm going to win this league.
You know what I tell everybody? It's all in the management, man. You can say whatever you want about my draft, but as I navigate this league, you know what I mean? Like, I can make it happen. I can get there. So just don't worry about my draft board. Just worry about me throughout the regular season. Because I'll make moves. I'll make things happen. That's kind of how I just roll in fantasy in general.
Well, tell me this: Are you buying my my Zach Wilson hype? I think he's going to be a fantasy. So the first thing, the Jets are going to have a bunch of negative game scripts, right? Yeah. So he's going to put up big numbers, even though he doesn't have like elite receivers or an elite offensive line. I just think he's going to just. I honestly don't even know if he's good. I just think he's going to throw for just a crap ton of yards.
Well, he's definitely going to get yardage, right? Because there's no competition behind him. The second QB is Pat White. So, I mean, that just tells you what they're thinking, right? We're going to sling this ball with this kid, and it just doesn't matter. I think they have a decent amount of running backs, so I do think that they'll be running the ball quite a bit, taking the pressure off of him. But the kid has a cannon. There's no question. His arm talent is there. He's going to make throws. He's going to get yards. He's going to have picks too. That's just part of the game. But as a Jet fan in general, I've just taught myself over the years. I mean, like, it's starting, for me in general, like Sanchez, I was convinced coming out of USC, I'm like, oh my God, this is the guy. We got him. We traded up, go out, draft night. I buy the jersey. I make the cardinal sin rule. Don't do it. And I buy the uniform, and to say this, I think they ruined him, but whatever, that's here nor there. And it didn't pan out, and then Sam Darnold comes in, in between there, we had like Geno Smith, who everyone at one point thought was going to be somebody, turned out to be nobody. There's guys, there's guys along the road, but this guy is the first guy. I mean, I was excited about Sam. I won't deny it, but I really believe that this kid's got the arm talent. When you see like the sidearm throws and the
right
and the moves he's making, I mean, the kid's he's got talent, arm talent at least. We'll see what the rest of it is when he gets on the field.
I'm also excited for Salah. I'm excited he finally gets his shot.
So Salah, right? Everyone knows, right? Defensive coordinator over at San Francisco. Guy's got all the spunk in the world. He shows all his emotions, wears it on the sleeve. But the guy is just like, he's a leader of men. And that's, it's been like a mantra everyone's talked about being a head coach in the league. The other nice part is like a little something that most people don't know is he does actually have some offensive background. He was familiar, I think in college, I think he spent some time as a tight ends coach. The guy is just all around, though. He's just a coach's coach. I think he knows the game. I think he's got the skill set, time management, right? Huge asset for a head coach. I think that's going to be a strong point for him. And being underneath the tutelage of a lot of good coaches along the way, I think we hit a home run there. I would love to say that like Joe Douglas has taken this team and made it his own finally, like put his own stamp on it. And now we have a coach, we have a QB, and we'll see where it goes from there. There's a lot of growing to do, but I mean, I see right now the arrow is pointing up in a very, what's the word I'm looking for? In a very optimistic way.
Yeah. It is interesting though. Like, so Jamal was on that team. I'm not a big Jamal Adams and anyone else, obviously, but it is interesting. Like they have some pieces on defense. They have Quinnen Williams. They have, and that AFC East is just so weird. Like we don't know what the Patriots are going to look like. We don't know. I'm still not sold on Tua.
I have no. Tua does nothing for the needle has not moved at all for me on him. He's not a threat. It's a shame to say because coming out the hype was huge. I understand the rookie card hype, but all in all, Tua just doesn't do anything for me. And as Andy knows, I've invested a ton in Jacoby Brissett because I believe that he got screwed in New England. I think he got screwed in Indianapolis. And I think that his chance is finally going to come here in Miami. The weapons they have down there, his arm talent, Tua is either going to get, and I never want to wish injury on anyone. He's either getting hurt or they're going to yank him because he's bad. And Jacoby Brissett is going to have his day down there in Miami. And I don't want to see it as a Jet fan, but as an investor, someone who put some money into some cards to flip, I believe that his day is coming. So
that's so interesting. I didn't think about that, Andy. This is what's fascinating. So like when I was doing radio, just objectively, I was like, Tua's the best high school quarter. If you ever go watch his high school film, it's ridiculous. I mean, I know he's going up against Hawaii guys, but like his anticipation is just so wild. Like it was wild. Like his football IQ is just unreal. He had that hip injury though, and I just don't think he's got the juice anymore. I just don't. And it's fascinating because the one thing that I've always seen that's a disaster in the NFL, and it's been the disaster. It could be a disaster for you in sports cards as well. When you think somebody actually is good, but they're not. Okay. So we talked about this for those that haven't listened to the podcast episode today. It's interesting because so many people are pouring money into like Jacob Eason and Jordan Love and all these guys that we don't even know if they're going to be any good or not. But what's really fascinating is I see people spending thousands of dollars on short print Tua cards, like just ridiculous amounts of money on this guy when he was yanked in that Raiders game. He was yanked. We don't know if he's fully healthy. We know he's brittle. He's had some brutal injuries. The hip injury is tough to come back from. I think Tua is going to be looked back as one of the guys that a lot of people wasted and just set money on fire. I really do believe it. I don't believe in him at all. And a lot of people are going to label me as, well, you're just LSU guy, right? And Joe Burrow's in that same exact spot with this injury. I totally get it. It is ridiculous. So how much money I see people, I mean, Andy, you see it, like $2,000 on like Tua PSA 10 short prints. And I'm like, no, really? Really? Really?
A lot of it, I think, is driven by the draft capital spent in him. And you got to think there's a lot of high rollers in the hobby that are into all the other sports as well. And they're kind of, their mindset is, oh, NFL's QBs only. So that's like their primary target. Yeah, I'm sure they get some Hall of Famers and stuff from the NFL, but QBs only is their mindset. And so they know the big names. They know Justin Herbert, they know Joe Burrow, and they know Tua, And so there's a lot of those guys that are spending a lot of money, you're right, on Tua.
Now, the Miami did, my personal opinion last year, and I watched the division closely, obviously, because I have a rooting interest, but the fact that they pulled Ryan Fitzpatrick for him that early when he was playing the way he was playing, and don't get me wrong, I went through the Fitzmagic phase myself, right? Like, you see it happen. This guy's throwing the ball all over the yard. You got two 1,000-yard receivers in 1 year with both over 10 touchdowns. You're like, this guy, oh my God, how is he not a starter? But this happened in Buffalo. This happened everywhere. So I get where Miami was going with it. Like, let's get this young kid in there. Let's see what we have in him. But at the same time, they were on the path to the playoffs, and they pulled him too soon. And they I think they screwed it all up personally. I mean, whether they got there or not last year, they weren't going far, but they had an opportunity to at least get there. I think they got a good head coach there, in Miami. And I just think that was one of the moves he made there that was a little too soon. And those guys get a lot of pressure from upper management. I'm sure the GM was like, hey, look, we drafted this guy in the first round, high, like Alabama kid. We got to get him in there, and Fitzpatrick's clearly not the future. But the sad part is that I really thought they blew an opportunity to at least get a wild card there. And then when they went ahead and they put Tua in, you could see the flaws. You could see the speed was not what it was. You could see the speed of the game was picking up too much for him, where he couldn't keep up with the defenses. He couldn't read it fast enough. And maybe that'll come with time, because they always say, oh, you can't judge a quarterback without giving him at least 2 to 3 years. But Miami's line's not that great down there. I mean, they built it up a little bit in the draft. They also got him some good weapons. So who knows? Maybe we'll see some uptick in them. And who knows, for all those people that, like you said, Carter, that spent all that money on those rookie cards, hopefully it pays out for them. But me, I'm on the other side of the fence, man. I'm buying up that Jacoby Brissett right now, and I'm waiting for it to pay dividends.
Oh, brisket sandwich.
That's it. You know it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense not to do it. I mean, to me, like I said, the guy just got the raw deal everywhere he went. He's got the talent. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and this is also going to be fascinating, Andy, and Scovey. I honestly hope because look, I grew up loving the game of football. Like, on my LSU channel, I do a lot of like film studies where, I'm breaking down other positions. I love all the positions. And the one thing, this is obviously just a big pet peeve of mine, is that, the skill position guys aren't growing the way that, and Andy and you and I talk about this personally all the time. I would do anything for skill position guys to become bigger, because I see like the Planet Fatness our friend Andy, the great podcaster, Jesse,
Mm-hmm.
dude, looking at some of his DeAndre Hopkins gold autos, and dude, those cards are just so glorious, but like no one cares because it's not a quarterback. And I'm like, the fact that you can get Jordan Love rookie cards for way more than you can get like a good DeAndre Hopkins, like short print number, it blows we're talking about one of the best wide receivers in the modern era. It blows my mind, like how much quarterbacks like control it. Even with Jacoby Brissett, it's like, it's still just so wild. It's crazy.
It's
I think
wrong, man. It's wrong. And
It's
that's
definitely
why.
it's definitely wrong. It also goes back though. Like Carter, you're hitting it right on the head. But the truth is too, if you go back, I mean, you even look at like guys like Randy Moss, right? Like once in a lifetime like talents. You can buy a PSA 9 Randy Moss rookie card on eBay right now for like $40. It's like, what? Like, guy's one of the greatest receivers, if not the greatest. I know Jerry's the greatest, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, Randy's right there. And you can't tell me there's not something wrong when you can go on there and get something that cheap. Now, there's stuff out there that you can pick up and pay, a hefty price for than Randy Moss. But to go out and just get a Randy Auto PSA 9, or 10 if you even want to spend a little more, $100. I mean, it's crazy. Whatever, I mean, but it just depends on the card set, and we've been down that road a million times. I think that's something you guys will touch on in future podcasts. Here is all about sets and what you're buying and knowing what sets are the right sets. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. I agree. Skill set players, there's certain guys out there, that you can just buy up cheap right now. And people are just all about the rookie quarterbacks or quarterbacks in general. It's tough to see. But again, I mean, you just got to hope that when you buy these guys as an investment, that everyone else is seeing the same thing you're seeing or thinking the same way you're thinking.
Right.
I'm starting to do the defensive thing. I'm starting to go down the defensive road, and I'm starting to buy some rookie cards of defensive players because there's guys like Chase Young out there right now and guys like Nick Bosa a couple years back and guys that are like, these are guys that are going to break records. And one day you hope, like I messaged Andy the other day about Darrelle Revis rookie card, and he's like, Darrelle is bum on Tampa Bay. I agree. But Darrelle is one of the best corners to ever play. And in my mind, when you look at his career, you want to jump on, at least as me, and not as a biased as a Jets fan, because the guy goes to, leaves Tampa Bay, right? They pretty much kind of booted him out of there because they paid him too much money, and he wasn't living up to their hype, which was basically because of scheme. But he goes on to, he leaves there. I don't even think it was 3 hours later, he signs with the Patriots and wins the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting, but I'm starting to go down that road, and I'm starting to hope that people are going to follow me down that road, and maybe I'll pay off there. But that, it's a rocky road because you just don't know which way it's going to go. But I'm gonna take a leap here and buy some Chase Young rookie, and I know people are already buying him because he's but you got with Myles Garrett and guys out there that are really, really talented guys. I'm gonna invest a little bit. I don't want to go crazy, but I'm gonna invest a little bit.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. And hey, dude, that's a big part of the mission here. That's what Fantasy Football Card Quest is all about. I got a lot of love for defensive players too, even though we don't have IDP positions in our defenses. I got a lot of little scoring bonuses for the defense as a whole. It's extremely valuable, man. I love it. I love it.
Right.
My favorite player is John Lynch.
John Lynch was a classic, man. He's great. He was awesome. Zach Thomas for the Dolphins, another guy who was awesome. There's so many. Takeo Spikes, I loved him. There's a lot of great defensive players that have been through this league, and there are guys who have valuable cards that are defensive players. But like I said, it's just like as a rookie card, typically now, like anyone who hasn't really made it to the pinnacle is you can get them off pennies on the dollar. And it's tough. It's a tough market. Defensive players is a tough market, and I'm not advising anyone to go down that road. I'm just simply saying, like, there's certain players that are on the field right now that I'm watching on a weekly basis, or at least, will be watching and did watch last year, that I'm like, there's no way this guy, unless barring injury or something catastrophic, isn't going to be like a star for years to come. And I'm willing to take the chance. You know what I mean?
Perry calling me out of my color matches, man.
Come
Come on,
pretty
man.
bad color match, Carter.
Would you go
what?
green on that?
Color match
There's a
for
green
Calvin
one?
Ridley?
It was
Green prism for
Calvin
Calvin
Ridley.
Ridley?
I got it for $5
Okay.
last year.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
see what that's not a bad buy.
I mean, Andy, are you going to keep a $5 Calvin Ridley, and he's going to be what, wide receiver 4 in fantasy? What was funny was I got greedy last year, and I didn't sell those Calvin Ridleys when he was like the best wide receiver in the NFL. After 2 weeks, he was the best. I should have just sold them all then. But
I had to walk. Don't let Andy gas you up, because I had to walk Andy off the ledge. I freaking go on eBay. He's like, we're just starting to talk, right? We're just starting to get to know each other. And I'm like, hey man, what's your eBay account? Like, I really want to see what you got for sale. He's got this Calvin Ridley rookie. I think it was a prism silver, perfectly centered, for $30. I'm like,
Opticalo. It was an
oh, it was
Opticalo.
Opticalo. I'm like, dude, are you seriously selling that for $30 right now? Because I'll take it. And he's like, no, you're right, man. You're right. I'm taking it down. He pulled it down right then and there, man. He pulled it right down. That was a classic Andy story right there.
But you know what? You know what's interesting? It's not just like it's also like I got to draft this other league soon. But I'll end with this: these prism cards. Dude, I'm starting to fall in love with like those optic sets. Michael Thomas's year. I have his PSA 9 in here.
I'm in on him. I like him too. But go ahead.
But I love the way that those cards look.
Yep.
I love the fact that the cards are different because it's players at like a photo shoot, and it's them with their helmet off, and it's them looking into the future. It's legit exactly everything you think about when you think of a rookie, right?
Yep.
The bright future, the promise, all of that.
No.
I love those optic rated rookies, those 2016s, and the iconic rated rookie logos. You see exactly.
Oh, look at that thing!
Look at it. It's
$30. He was giving that away. He was giving it away.
And I looked. Vescovi hit me about it, and I looked at it, and it had like 28 watchers, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna take that
one down. Hold on.
I took it down.
Yeah, I wanted that card. I'm not gonna lie. I was on it, but. Again, I agree. The other one I really liked was the was that 16? He was a rookie, right? So the Don Russ 2016 Don Russ with the black and gray border. Is that right? 2016 or 17?
Yeah,
16, right?
Yep.
Yeah, those are smart, man. Like the Derrick Henry border. and yeah, those are nice, man. Those are really nice. Michael Thomas is in that class. That's a good class. I just bought a Michael Thomas the other night. I got a Michael Thomas Don Russ, base rookie, $9. $9. I'm like, I know he's hurt right now and stuff, but I just felt like that was like you can't go wrong there, right? I mean,
I love this optic class.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there. I wanted to buy a box of Don Russ today. I didn't get to it on time, and they sold out. But at $4.75 a box, man, that's big money, man. I'd rather just buy a dope card for $4.75 or a couple dope cards for $4.75.
Right.
That you have the value in, you know what I mean, in comparison to spending $4.75 on a total gamble.
Doesn't Perry doesn't like him. Dude's a football card legend. He said 2020 Donruss is ugly.
I'm glad Perry's in the
agree.
I actually queued up a few of these before the draft. I was looking at a couple of these Don Russ cards, the new 2021s, and I agree. I think the styling is just not as nice as the previous years. I mean, it's not bad. It's just a little plain Jane. I'd buy it, but and this class is so deep, man. QB deep. There's no way you're getting a box and not getting at least one of these rookie QBs in it, right? I mean, you're going to get one rated rookie QB, I would think.
I agree with that, but I'm just like, are you going to get one that's good enough to
Well,
make your money back on a $500 hobby box.
well, you're not getting, for a base Donruss right now. I'd be surprised if Mac Jones or Zach Wilson or any of these guys pull 500 bills. But you might get half your money back, and then on the rest of the odd and ends that you get in there, some of the parallels and inserts, you might do all right. Those downtowns are nice. Those downtowns are real nice. I'd love to get my hands on a downtown.
Oh,
Zach
that
Wilson.
downtown Zach Wilson
You
is
saw that,
sick.
right? Oh man,
Yeah.
that thing is beautiful. I would love to have my hands on one of them. But it's a tough market out there too, man. And let me tell you, I mean, I know everyone says the market's hot and everyone's buying and stuff, but I mean, I've gotten beat up on a couple sales lately, where I thought I had something that was real valuable or I was going to kill it. And
Was that a slabbed card?
I don't ever disclose those things. But, I mean, bottom line is anytime you buy a card or anytime you slab a card, no matter what it is, you're investing, you're taking a gamble. It's like driving down a 7-Eleven right now, buying a cup of coffee and getting a lottery ticket. You don't know what you're getting. You think you're taking an educated guess because we're sports enthusiasts who follow closely as to what's going on. But yeah, like look at that. You know what I mean? Like these downtown. Is that a downtown? Yeah, that's a down.
Yeah, 2021s. There's the Jalen Waddle. Let's check this one out.
36 bids on that for 216 on the Dak Prescott. It's not even a rookie. I mean,
what?
It's a dope card. The artwork is fire.
For a fan, like for a Miami fan that's pumped about Jalen Waddle though, like this is the card. Like that card is sick. It looks sick.
Yeah. No.
I don't know if I'd pay $300 for it.
No.
What it's gonna get to.
I'm starting to learn, and I made a lot of mistakes. I mean, if you go back and watch the video you and me had a couple months ago about the mistakes I made when I jumped in the hobby, and Carter, I actually watched a couple of your videos. I think you've talked about some mistakes you've made in the past too. Again, it all goes back to buying sets and stuff like that. If I could do it all over again, if I had all the money back that I invested early and bought cards again, it would be base Donruss rated rookies and stuff. Instead, I was buying absolute rookies and Chronicles and what's the just cards that had no value, but I thought I was getting a deal. I'm like, oh my god, I got a Joe Burrow rookie card here for $2.99. The card was worth 50 cents.
Ooh, yeah, you were getting all those offshoot.
I was hot on that. For some reason, I was hot on that absolute. I thought like I wasn't educated enough. You're coming back in the hobby after like a 10, 12-year layoff, and you're like, you don't know what's hot and what's not, what to buy. You're just antsy. You just empty out those pockets. You're like, ah.
But I get the hype. Like, look at how badass this card is for Bears fans who finally.
Yeah, but that's a rookie. Like at least with the artwork, the silver. Like,
that's so cool.
I don't know if that's silver or not. If they call it a prism or not, consider a prism.
Well, I mean, the downtown it's a case hit. So, and you got to think there's like 12 hobby boxes in a case or something crazy. So it's very rare. SSP, like SP on SP on SP.
So when they say case hit, does that mean that there's only one Justin Fields downtown in a 12 box, or there's only one?
Yeah. So if a case is 12 boxes, one box is going to have a case hit of that card.
Ah.
Yeah.
At least that was my understanding, because I had a case.
Yeah, no, that's the odds.
I hit a case hit on the Chronicles. I got the drip, which was considered a case hit. A George Kittle, I think it was. And at first when I pulled it, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even think anything of it. I was just like, oh, it's another insert. And I put it to the side. I sleeved it and put it to the side. And later on, someone was like, I was reading the side of the package and I'm talking to somebody else and they're like, yo, that drip it's a case hit. And I was like, oh, really? It's not even that flashy or nice. And it sold decent. I think I made $50 on it. It didn't do anything spectacular. So, I think it depends on the set that you buy and what the case hit is worth, but it's all in the sets. I'm telling you, it's all the top sets, Optic and Mosaic and Donruss and all the big name sets, at least in my opinion. I don't know. Although I've been hot on Origins lately, buying some Origin on-card autos.
Really?
Yeah, I just like the on-card auto. All these other ones are like sticker autos, which I'm not a snob. I'll take a sticker auto. Don't get me wrong, but those on-card autos are nice.
Yeah,
There it is.
What do you got
Sorry,
there?
Carter. I was just going to say it's 18
Oh.
hobby boxes per case. So your odds of getting to downtown are 1 in 18 hobby boxes. And each hobby box has 10 cards per pack, 18 packs per hobby box. So 180 cards per hobby box and 18. So what's 180 times 18?
Oof, don't make me do math right now.
I got a calculator right here. 180 times 18 equals 3,240 cards. So your ratio is 1 out of 3,240 cards.
So is that just one downtown out of 3,240 cards, or only one Justin Fields downtown out of that many?
I think it's
cards?
Just one downtown.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So it
To the
really
specific
is short
player.
print.
Yeah,
Ah.
it may be a veteran downtown like we looked at, like a DK or a Russell or something. It could be just a downtown period.
Yeah, Andrew Perry made a good point. The Contenders on-card autos are really nice. That's another nice set.
Those are very liquid as well. Like,
yeah,
that's a primo.
I don't know. I bought a couple of those certifieds. Like I bought a Michael Carter certified patch rookie the other day. And a guy, I'm not gonna lie, I wish I could remember the guy's name. I give him a shout out. I got him off of IG, but he was a straight up guy. He wanted like $40 or $35 for the card, and after inspecting it, looking over really good, he found a couple like flawed marks on the surface out of the package, obviously. And he was like, "Yo, man, I'll be honest with you. There's a couple dimples in this card, and if you're just collecting it, I'll give it to you for $15." I jumped on the deal just because I'm a Jet fan, so I think Michael Carter's going to be a good player. I jumped on the deal. It's a PC card, so I didn't care. But I thought that was pretty cool to be that straight up with somebody. Like I was willing to pay the $35, $40 for the card, and for him to come back and be like, "Yo, man, I looked at it real close, and I got a couple marks on here, like dimples from the factory, but I'll cut you a deal, $15 for the card." I was like, "Wow, that's pretty straight up." Yeah, Andrew Perry's spitting knowledge in this chat.
Yeah, and he was the first one that kind of illustrated this to me, and it's because he literally sells thousands of football cards on eBay, probably on a monthly basis. This guy does so many transactions and it's a lot of it is raw football rookie cards. He's a big fantasy gamer. He's been a supporter here on the Quest for forever, it feels like. And so I know he's heavily entrenched in this, and he sees the same thing. Like he was the first one to kind of share this with me and kind of make me realize that this is exactly what's been happening, that we're going to see more fluctuation based on performance this year,
Yeah, again, I mean, I think you're looking at a super deep rookie class this year, though. I mean, and taking out just the fact that there's like 4 or 5 like really talented QBs in the draft, I think there was also a lot of really good skill players. I mean, there's some bargains out there right now for like a guy I really like, Rondell Moore, right now for the Arizona Cardinals. Like I think he's a steal, and you can get his cards for relatively cheap, and already out of the college unis. But I sold like him and Kenneth Gainwell and a couple other guys in their college uniforms, like early on when the Chronicles first hit, and they had those field level silvers in there, which I thought was a nice insert, and the rated rookie insert. I think I did a Mac Jones, which now I'm regretting. I got a Mac Jones pink prism Alabama rated rookie, and I think I sold it like right away for like $30 or $25. But that card now is doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, I just sold a bunch of Mac Jones cards.
Yeah, he's hot right now.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, you got to unload it if you have it, especially the college uniform stuff. I mean, I know AC loves to talk about getting rid of that college uniform stuff, but I can't. You know what my problem is I bought so much. Like, I was a fool. One of my local stores, I found this like honey hole at a local BJ's here. I don't know if you guys have BJ's where you're from, but it's like a wholesale club, like a Sam's Club. And my wife went in there one day and she's shopping with the kids, and they found this like giant score blaster box set. Like, they just had like stacks of blasters of 2021 score. And she just bought me like, I don't know, I must have ripped like 15 blasters of score and sold off a bunch of like guys in their, in their college uniforms still. But that set, even though it's not worth a lot, I made money. I made a decent amount of money. I invested a decent amount of money too, but I made money on that stuff.
Yeah, if you sell it right away.
I'm reading all Andrew's comments right now, so I'm a little like slow because I'm like, this guy, you need to get this guy on live, man, and see what he's got to say. He's got a lot to say here.
Oh yeah, man. He's been on the channel before.
Oh man, speaking of the draft though, Luke sniped me twice, man. He got me on the James Robinson pick because I thought he was going to come back around on me.
Oh yeah, that's freaking crazy.
He got me good.
Sorry, not to interrupt you, Matt. Yeah, I know you got sniped a couple times. Hopefully I sniped you once. But this is freaking wild. James is right. Look at this. Why the hell is there no player name on the front?
Oh wow!
What the hell is this, Carter?
I saw that earlier when we were recording. I was like, wait, it's just my eyes.
What's the back of the card look like? Can you flip it over?
I didn't catch that until James just pointed that out. They got his name right in the middle of the back.
Whoa, that is nuts! I've never seen a card with the player's name not on the front. Like, what is that?
It's college, baby. They don't put the players' names on the back of the jerseys.
Man,
on a lot of teams. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
They did a lot of like they do it every year, right? They do like the what do they call that, photoshopping, where they Photoshop on uniforms and they have like the double zeros on and stuff. I hate the double zeros, man.
I think these are all Photoshopped though. They must
be. I mean, I'm assuming they must be. I don't know
just from the manufacturing aspect of it, for them to put out this much product, they've got to start at least a couple months in advance.
Yeah, I would agree.
Put out this much product. They got to start in the design lab because you got to think they're putting this in a software, formatting the software before they send it to the printing press, and that I guarantee you. That has had to have started at least a couple months ago, probably 3 months ago, which doesn't give them any time to take actual photos from a photographer of these guys in their professional uniforms. Yeah,
no, I don't disagree with you there. I like you said, clearly it's Photoshopped. I mean, they're not down there snapping these photo shots during training camp and then going back and uploading them. So, I mean, there's no question these are Photoshopped, but I don't know. Something about like when the player just doesn't even have his number yet, like I said, and they got the double zeros on the jerseys, or they don't, they don't. I'm again, this is new to me, man. I don't think I've ever seen a card without a player's name on the front. That's
wild.
Just bugged out, man.
Really,
it really
weird,
is.
Huh?
Right? Yeah, it's nuts, man.
I think it's kind of clean though. I like it's different. We're gonna see 1,000 different cards this year. They're gonna come up with all different kinds of creative ways to print cards.
I just wonder, like, Donruss is such a what's like a staple product, right? Like, but is it worth spending the money on instead of waiting for optic? You know what I mean? Like, if you're a Donruss fan, would you rather have optic just because it's a more liquid product, or are you like a through and through, like, is this okay for you? I don't know. It's tough as an investor. You know, as a collector, the collector in me, I don't really care, because if I get the card I want, I don't really mind. But when you're trying to sell something on the secondary market, it's got to have everything that the person's looking for. I'm not saying the card is not attractive, but it's just different. I've never seen anything quite like that.
It created so many parallels. Like, what is this? This is a silver. This is 2020 Donruss. This is same photo, Jalen Waddle, but now we got some firework designs in the background, and we got his name on the front.
I think if you go and you look at some of the other content creators that are out there, and you listen to some of the videos that came out in the last month, a lot of them are like preaching that, we're living in the modern day junk wax era, that there's just so many variations and so many reprints and so many just, options of the same card that it just drives down the value of what you're, I mean, it's like these guys that are collecting these rainbows right now. Have you seen that? It's like, I want every single color of the same exact card. I don't know. I'm not knocking anyone's thing. As a collector, if that's what you like, then good for you, and buy it. I'll never tell you not or what not to buy. But for me, and with these guys, and kind of like what they're saying, and to make relevant of it, is that, there are so many options out there and variations of the exact same card that, is it driving down the value of the card? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I guess it's to be determined, right? We'll find out down the road here if we're really in the modern day junk wax era.
Yeah, it's different, right? Because the print runs aren't as crazy as they were in the 90s, but the number of parallels are in getting to the level of insanity.
Yeah, I love these Marvels, man. I have a couple of these, man. I have a couple of these in basketball, and I'm just like, and I'm not a basketball guy, but I just see these cards in dollar bins at the shows, and I don't care what sport it is. If it's like one of those Marvels, they're just the coolest cards, man. There's just so many things out there right now. There's so much product out there. I have a hard time walking away. The hard part is that, for a little while there, retail was starting to come back for me, so I was getting access to some stuff, and now it's just getting stingy again. I'm having a hard time finding it.
These guys are doing flash auctions, man.
Yeah, 24-hour auctions. I noticed that. I just had 6 warnings go off on my phone about some auctions I'm looking into right now, and it's like, man, these Donruss cards came out today, and they're doing 24-hour auctions on them. I think I asked you about that recently, right? Was that you that I asked about that, or it was the Discord? I put it in there. So what do you guys think about doing some shorter auctions and bringing in more revenue that way? Like, sometimes these 7-day auctions, it gives people a lot of time to think, and maybe pull back the reins a little bit, especially on new product, like stuff that just came out. I don't know. I've been thinking that it might not be such a bad idea to start cutting down on the time on these auctions a little bit.
It's an interesting concept, especially on something as brand new as this.
Yeah,
and this is going to be the only time here this year that you're going to have the supply. You're going to be able to control the supply on this product because it's so new. It's going to take a good few weeks to a month for this product to really get ripped and start circulating into the marketplace before you start seeing it saturated. And right now, you look and it's just so scarce still it's like, oh my God, I gotta have it, and there's a lot of people out there that will make those super impulsive purchases, especially as the season kicks off tomorrow night.
Yeah, no question. I mean, I think we talked about this today as well. I mean, talking about the season opener tomorrow, I mean, you're looking at two teams that, pretty loaded rosters in the sense of like rookie cards and skill players and people to invest in. I don't know. I just see a lot there. I think that these two teams, have a lot to offer as far as rookie cards and cards in general that people should be investing in. I mean, Dallas is just a money market in itself, right? Like you've talked about it in the past, like teams like Philly and Dallas and these big market teams that just generate revenue. I mean, you can sell off just about anybody in one of these jerseys because the people are just such super fans, I mean, of these teams. But it's interesting, it's I never thought Tampa would ever be a team that people would be talking about, but they're hot right now.
You never thought Tampa would be a team people are talking about.
Well, I mean, I guess any team that signs Tom Brady would be a team you talk about, but before that, it was tough. Carter stretching out. He's like, oh.
I know you gotta go, Carter. I know you gotta go.
I'm just hanging out. I'm in the middle of an intense fantasy draft.
Oh, he's in another one.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm in a 10-teamer.
So you're piggybacking. You haven't asked us for advice once yet. I'm a little hurt.
Yeah, well, I
thought you'd get to a pick and be like, hey guys, listen, I'm here right now. But you might have people in your league watching this too, right?
I went 3 wide receivers. I went Adams, Diggs, Jefferson in my first 3 picks.
I love doing the runs on the wide receivers. I did that in Andy's other league, and I got everyone was crushing me. But I think I ended up with, I had DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, and like Terry McLaurin or something, or like ridiculous trio of receivers. I think I went running back. I went Derrick Henry, receiver, and crushed it. But at least that was my opinion. I ended up with no quarterback. Had to pull off a trade for a quarterback. Got your boy Zach Wilson in a trade.
What do y'all think about? But what do y'all think about T. Higgins this year?
Ooh, I love T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is money, man. I mean, how do you not want T. Higgins?
Yeah, I love T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is going to have a better year than Jamar Chase. To be honest with you,
I agree, and not only that, but I just think that all Jamar Chase does is set up more distraction on the other side for T. Higgins to explode. I mean, T. Higgins looked good last year as a rookie, and I just think his connection with Burrow was so solid. And I know like Burrow and Chase were on the same team in college and had a killer chemistry. And hey, I mean, like I said before about Fitzpatrick with Decker and Marshall, I mean, who's to say that you can't have 2,000-yard receivers on the same team? It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
I look at T. Higgins like a bigger, better Jarvis Landry, and I look at Jamar Chase as like an Odell Beckham Jr.
That hurts me, man. I love Juice. It's just I don't know what.
I love Juice too. He's tough as nails, dude, and the guy has been super consistent. He just doesn't have the explosiveness of an Odell Beckham or Jamar Chase, and I think though that's a great 2-punch combo. And you have those guys on the same team, but I think the T. Higgins is going to be more consistent on a week-to-week basis, and the Jamar Chase is going to be more up and down. They may scheme him into some jet sweeps and this and that little different stuff like they do with Odell Beckham, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of see them very similar players. What do you think about that, Carter?
Well, I've been going through this, Andy, with Odell. I'm trying to figure out if I should sell his cards now or if I should wait to see if he goes off 1 week, his cards are going to explode. I really do believe that. And I'm trying to figure out what I should do as far as what do you think about that, Vescovi, as far as Odell? I have a bunch of his base. I have one of his silver prism rookies. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do with them.
So my thought is this with him, and this is just like living in New York and seeing like the early stages of Odell mania and like all his hype and everything like that. Listen, there's no question the guy is so talented, it's unbelievable, and he's got a lot of other people around him like Jarvis. I think a lot of people don't talk about what they have there as far as weapons go, but having those two on the same team, kind of talking what we were just talking about with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, is that Odell though is everyone's been waiting. Everyone's on the edge of their seat waiting for that explosion to happen because it just hasn't yet again. And it's kind of like Tiger, right? Like, and I hate to make a golf reference, but everyone watched Tiger Woods and was like, man, when's that guy going to win another freaking major? Like, when's it going to happen? And when it did, everyone exploded. It was like this comeback story. There's just money oozing, waiting to happen. And I'm with you, Carter. I think that if you have it and you're ready to unload it and you don't mind unloading it, when he does have that explosive game, and hopefully it's in week 1 or 2 where it's like early in the season and nobody's like, everyone's still on the edge of their seat waiting, and it happens, dude, you sell those cards and you get every penny you can, because I don't have any belief in Odell Beckham's health for the long-term future. So for me alone, health is just the issue. So the skills are there, right? No one's going to deny that Odell Beckham is not a talented receiver. And I think Baker is actually a decent quarterback. I think he can make the throws to make him look good, you know? So yeah, I just, if that opportunity presented itself and he just exploded week 1 or week 2, I'm selling those cards faster than I can get them out of my lockbox.
I'm trying to figure out if I should draft Russell Wilson here. I don't have a quarterback, and I don't have a tight end either. In a 10-team PPR league, I'm trying to decide if I should draft Russell Wilson or Logan Thomas was just selected. I was deciding between those two.
Oh, well, then that makes that pick easy.
Yeah. I think Logan Thomas is going to underdeliver this year,
as he normally does. I'm going to go ahead and take Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson's just a home run anytime you can get him.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, how do you go wrong with Russell Wilson? The guy's never. I mean, I don't want to say that. You know what I was going to say.
No, I've heard Carter say it before. Guy knows how to take a hit.
Yeah. He's never hurt.
He's never hurt. He's reliable. He's got weapons. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. I mean, whew, man, like that. I love that duo right there. I think we talked about that during the draft. I think Andy talked about it. Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf duo. I mean, it's another dynamic duo. And I think Tyler Lockett had 10 touchdowns last year. DK Metcalf, I don't know how many he had, but it had to be right in the ballpark. I know he had a ton of yards. I mean, that guy's an athletic freak. And I love everything Seattle has to offer, minus their defense, which has just been horrible. Like, how do you go from like the Legion of Boom, the one thing that, not that Russell didn't carry you either, but the defense was like their bread and butter, and Marshawn, right? Marshawn helped, but I mean, that was just such a loaded team, and now the defense is just so bad. I mean, hopefully Jamal Adams has a turnaround year for them, and their secondary gets better, and they don't get torched as much, because Russell Wilson was putting up numbers and it was just like a shootout all the time. Like, could their defense stop the other team enough and not score more points, more or less? It's interesting stuff, man. There's so many good. Now that we just touched on the Browns, the Seahawks, and what was the other one? Oh, and the Bengals receiving cores. Like, if you think about it, God, there's a lot of good receivers out there right now. You know what I mean? And we're just touching on 3 teams.
Okay, so what about this is one guy I'm talking myself into. And Andy, this was one of your card investing pieces of advice. I'm trying to talk myself into Corey Davis a little bit here.
Do it, man. What round are you in?
I'm 10-team PPR. I'm in 1, 2, I think eighth round.
Oh,
Corey Davis has got. I don't want to, because Matt, he's got biased opinion here, being a Jets
I
crazy
don't want
fan.
to. Yeah.
But just from a statistical, analytical perspective, Corey Davis has absolutely got the opportunity to be an alpha. And he showed it so far this preseason. He showed it last year with Tennessee. Now he's in the preseason. New offense, new quarterback, new coaching. And it's like a resurgence, dude. I think Corey Davis is absolutely undervalued this year, and he's going to break out big time. Big time, man.
Number
love
5
it.
overall in the draft, man. What was that, like 4 years ago? 4 years ago, it was the number 5 pick in the draft. I mean, listen, no one's going to question his talent either. I think he was an injury-prone guy in Tennessee, really held him back quite a bit. But when he was healthy, he always put up numbers with some of the, I mean, what do you have? Marcus Mariota. He had, he didn't have a lot to work with down there for a while, and he still put up decent numbers when he was on the field. I think he's a good hit, especially right now. If you looked at the preseason, like Andy was saying, and you watched the tape at all, I mean, him and Zach Wilson clearly have chemistry. I don't think that's a bad pick at all. I mean, in the 8th round, you said?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you go? He's the number 1 receiver on a team in the 8th round.
That's the thing.
You know what I
He's
mean?
the number 1 receiver on an undervalued overall team. Undervalued offense, undervalued quarterback. I mean, I think they're going to surprise a lot of people, man. They got an easy matchup. Well, not easy, but I think they've got a shootout matchup here week 1.
I just sniped that Corey Davis rookie card, Prism Auto rookie card that you sent over to me, Andy, right?
I know.
What did I get that for? $17.50?
See, that's the kind of thing I show my wife, and I'm like, see, I'm not selfish. Look.
No, you were sharing the love because you knew you were dealing with a Jets fan. You were like, I got to get my boy this deal. This is going to be a good one.
That was an unbelievable deal. Yeah.
I think I ended up paying $17.50 for a Prism silver, right? Or
autograph
rookie
Corey
card.
Davis.
Corey Davis, yeah. Number 5.
That'll be the
man.
cheapest that card has ever been all year.
I loved buying it. Believe me. I got to tell you, this weekend, though, I was just an animal. Saturday night, I got the kids in bed, man, and I sat in the recliner, and I freaking jammed out. I bought so many cards. I mean, it was just insane deals. I was like, am I getting these cards right now for this price? But it was just like one of those weekends where every once in a while, it just seems like everyone fell off the face of the earth. Either that or I got really bad tasting cards. But I mean, I was just going crazy.
No, you sent me pictures of them, like that platinum silver Russell Wilson.
That Russell Wilson
rookie card, Carter.
I got that card for I think I paid $38 for that card.
That's crazy.
Wait, a silver Prism Russell Wilson.
I got the Topps Platinum, the one that I'm doing for the league, the one that I put in there today, the pictures of that card. That card I paid $38 for. I was like, a Russell Wilson Topps Platinum for $38. I was like, I'm in. Like, I mean, I got all kinds of deals this weekend. I was just like, I just couldn't put my phone down. I was talking, my wife is like sitting on the couch next to me, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just killing it. That's all. I'm just killing it right now. Just felt so good about it. I never felt so good. I was just like, man, these cards are just falling in my lap. But, I mean, that's the name of the game.
I'm sure your wife was so impressed. Like, ooh, baby, you take that Russell Wilson silver.
Take that Russell Wilson. Yeah, no. I think it was more like, are you seriously spending money on cardboard right now? But I mean, hey, no, she's the one thing I will say is that she's supportive of everything I do. So that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, she knows I'm more of a collector. Way more of a collector than I'm even close to an investor. So when I say the words invest, it's usually like I'm buying a card because I'm going to flip it and buy a card that I want. You know what I mean? Like, I never, ever intend to sell cards to make profit, to like make a car payment. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my MO. I'm not in it for that. I just, if I see a sick deal and I'm like, hey man, I could double down on this card right now, and then I could flip it into that, I just bought a Robbie Anderson rookie auto numbered out of 100, right? Or out of 99. That card for me, is just a personal collection card. The other thing that's really cool about the card is super scarce, right? Like the only Robbie Anderson rookie card there is only Contenders auto ticket. And and they're not all numbered. So I nailed this one numbered 98 out of 99 and I got it for like $25. I was like, all right, sign me up. I'm in. But those cards are averaging like, between $29 and $40. So I was just like, hey, this is a good deal. I'm going to take it. I made an offer. I love those offers. Make an offer.
Make him an offer you can't refuse.
That's it. 95% of the time I get shot down because I'm throwing those low balls out. But every once in a while, that guy takes the bait, man. And you're like, yeah, I just nailed it.
But here's the thing. I don't. Okay. This is a kind of weird thing about Star Stock. It's just so crazy you never actually hold the cards, right?
Oh, Star Stock.
That's the big thing. That and they don't have actual pictures of the card you're buying.
Of your card.
You just take their word for their raw grading process.
So here's the thing. Essentially, and I like Star Stock, and I know you've had their founder on your channel. I'm actually a big fan of Star Stock. I love their colors. I love the way it just looks. I just think the UI and everything on there is good. It's kind of like NFTs in a way, though, right?
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah.
I lean more toward like, for me, like, and so I'll be honest with you, right? Like I come back into the hobby. I'm really green again, right? Like it's all new to me. I don't know what I'm buying. I find this YouTube channel, Fantasy, Card Quest, Football Card Quest. I'm like, who is this guy and what is he talking about? You know what I mean? But hey, he's one of the few channels that was talking strictly football cards, just football cards. And that sold me right there. So I'm watching the channel and I'm like, oh. And he starts talking about this Star Stock platform. And I'm like, I got to get in. I think I got to do it. So I mail in a stack of cards. I think I bought in like $100 cash or whatever, and I started buying up some stuff. And typical rookie idiot move, I'm buying up like 50 cent Star Stock B, 50 times each card. And it was disaster. And now I have this horrible portfolio. And I go on there and I look at it and it's increased about 15 cents, on the day. And I'm like, I'll be honest with you. If I check my Star Stock once a month, I'm lucky. I've had zero luck selling anything on there for anything major. I've never flipped for big bucks. I don't have anything huge on there to flip for big bucks. I'm sure if I sent in some cards that were worth or bought some cards that were worth big bucks, I might have done better. But I know it's going to sound terrible and a lot of people hate it, but the truth is the place I feel safest dealing and selling is eBay. I'd rather pay the fees and know and show the card I'm selling and people buying my product. And then IG has become a really big thing for me. Like I try to become a content creator. I was kind of like on this whole like kick, like I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to be like the next, AC and do this big and everything. And eventually maybe I will like try to do that. But right now I took this liking to IG. I just got it like 3 weeks, a month ago. And I just went crazy on it and post cards as much as I can and try to get as many followers as I can and hope that, even if I don't sell the cards there, that I can promote my cards that are on eBay on there, so it's I think that those two platforms for me work best. But Star Stock, if you have the right cards on there, I'm sure you can do well. And AC can attest to that because he's done well on there.
Yeah, man. I made a bunch of money on there last year, but that was also the first year their platform was, around. And so I took advantage. I was first to the game and I shared it with everybody. So, there was a lot of guys that jumped on quickly with me that made a lot of money buying raw football cards and selling them on Star Stock. That their raw grading process was not as good as it is now. and so you were able to get a lot higher percentage of star stock A's, I think.
Yeah.
And once they started their group submission process to PSA, they realized they need to crack down on that. So that was part of the reason. Like, I think that had to play with it. And also it was a land grab on Beckett Marketplace last summer where, I mean, I was able to get like Devontae Adams and Allen Robinson rookie cards, Prism rookie cards, even silver Prism rookie cards for under $5. I'm under $5.
Yeah.
That's cards that
No,
are, very rare, close to, even for Devontae right now, that's a $100 card,
Sure.
And Allen Robinson, that's a $50 card. And I was able to get those for under $5 from Beckett Marketplace.
Anytime you can get cards like that for under $5, I mean, why wouldn't you shop there, right? It's like My Slabs right now, right? Like My Slabs is super hot. Like people are like, you listen to like guys like Flippin' Steve and these other guys, and they're like, oh my, like I'm killing it on My Slabs, and the hit on the percentage that they're taking off My Slab, is minimal, and I'm making more money here. But I have a feeling, and it's just a feeling, but I could be wrong. It's just that, like you said, these new sites, they catch fire. People like them. You know what's going to happen in 6 months? It's just like cable, right? Or like all these other like streaming networks. Like I remember when I signed up for Hulu, it was $35 a month to start for Hulu Live, and now all of a sudden everybody, everyone under the sun wants Hulu Live. So guess what? The price jumped up to $65. Same thing's going to happen with the fees on My Slabs. The more people jump in, the more the prices go up, and you're going to pay more too. So that's just the way that goes, and so for me, like I said, I just kind of go back to Old Reliable, where I make my money and I know I can count on the money being there. If I get scammed, like, I've been dealing with some people on IG that I don't even know, and it's kind of sketchy, and they're like, oh, well, I got all these people who are saying I'm legit, and I'm like, I don't care what anyway. I don't know these people either. You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody protecting me here. Like, I'm going to send you a $500 card right now and pray to God that somebody in West Bumfuck somewhere said you're legit. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? But, I don't know. That's just me, at least at where I'm selling and how I'm selling. I always like to play it safe. I'm a conservative dude, so that's just how I feel. But I noticed the gaming god LJ over here said Darnold cards are going to go crazy through the roof this week. And I was thinking to myself, could they plummet any harder if he goes, if the Jets come down to North Carolina and just mop them in their own stadium and Darnold throws 2 picks? Like, how worse could it get for his rookie card if that would happen? Man,
what I mean? but this is the typical revenge narrative game for Sam Darnold. I feel like Sam Darnold's I think Sam Darnold's gonna ball this game.
I truly believe in the kid. I think that him reuniting with Robbie Anderson, him gaining DJ Moore, him getting Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I think he's gonna do well. I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying it would be an interesting narrative for his card value to see if it plummets if he were to like falter. It's just it's an interesting game, right? And I think and think about the other side. You got a guy like Zach Wilson, rookie, right? Who if he blew up on week 1 and outshot Sam Darnold week 1, what's going to happen to his rookie card value, right? So that's an interesting game for me. Obviously I have vested interest, but outside of that, I think for rookie cards, it's an interesting one for the 2 quarterbacks involved.
Good to see Carson. Good to see Raven invest. I know he does a lot of good work for you, Andy. And my guy, the gaming god, I've not seen him in a while. Good to see you, man.
Oh, our token Knicks fan, the gaming guy.
Is he Giants or Jets?
Is he a fellow New Yorker? Is he a fellow
he's
New
a
Yorker?
Giants fan. He's a Giants fan, Knicks fan.
All right. I went to my first Jets Giants game a couple of, what was it, 2 years ago?
Jackson.
Yeah, 'cause they play every 4 years. So and we beat them, and that was wonderful because I went with a mixed group. It was like a bunch because I got a bunch of friends who are Giants fans too. So we went like half and half, and it's the battle of like New York, and it was nice to actually. That's actually what my profile picture is on. What is it? IG and YouTube is the picture from that day when we beat them.
I got to talk to Carson, man. Him and I are going to start up. They're the Pure Graded X. They're making a comeback, man. They're making a comeback from the little issues that they had going on there with I guess a small batch of cards. Talked to Carson extensively about it. Talked to a bunch of people in the community. I made a video where I cracked a Pure Graded X slab. It was not easy to crack open, guys. It was not easy to crack open. They had a small incident there with some cards that Burbank Sports Cards got a hold of that they did the video. You guys all know what I'm talking about, but yeah, so they've got a promo running right now. If you use promo code Burbank to test out their slabs, it's like $8 a card. It's pretty incredible.
I give Carson a lot of credit, man. That guy is resilient, and one thing I will say, and I've bought the product, right? Like I've actually invested quite a bit in the product, right? And in all honesty, like there was stuff early on I got that I was like, like this maybe could have been better. And he's always said, one thing he's always said is like, if you're not happy with anything, send it back. I'll take care of it free for nothing. But, for me, it's like, I don't necessarily want to send stuff back just because I don't want to deal with the hassle of sending it back. But the other thing I've noticed as of late, since the Burbank incident and all that, they changed the labels again. And this time, yeah. I don't know if that's just like the few cards I've noticed coming up on IG and stuff for different accounts, but I really like what they did. The very, 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 very first Pure Graded X label, I hated. The second one, when they upgraded the logo for Pure Graded X, I was like, oh, that logo's dope, but I'm still not sold necessarily on the layout of the label. And then now they have this third iteration where they took the Pure Graded X logo and they moved it to the left side of the slab, and it's underneath like where they caption what the card is, and it looks sharp. And I don't know if they did that for reasons to do with other grading companies that they where other people were affiliated, and so they're making a change to kind of differentiate themselves or whatever. But the bottom line is whatever they did there. I don't know if the Thomas had anything to do with that or if it was a collaboration between Thomas and Carson, but I think it looks sharp. I think it's a lot better than the last two iterations that they had of labels, and I might take advantage of that little promo code because I'd like to get a card graded for $8. I mean, what the hell, right? $8. How do you go wrong?
You can't.
$8.
You really can't. I've never actually sent a card in for grading ever.
It's so it's interesting. I don't know. I never like back in like early 2000s when I was like heavy in cards, I really did, and it's gonna sound silly, but I really truly didn't even know what grading was. Like I think when PSA like really pop off the map, I mean, I think it was early 2000s. I don't think they've been around for like 50 years or something stupid. So I mean, because I know they haven't been grading cards that long, like in general. Like no company has been grading cards for some crazy amount of time. But yeah, I can't bring myself to pay those kinds of prices, man. Like I'm not sending in any card.
$200 per card.
$200. I mean, are you 10xing your card? Are you really 10xing a card? If you take a $200 card, let's just say you have a card that you value at $200 and you send it in, and now you double down and you spend another $200 to have it graded. So now you're at $400 investment. Are you making $400 or like where's I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I do see some cards selling for stupid money. I mean, so maybe it's a possibility. But for me, I just see that like raw cards sell great. And if you have like a decent camera or you can scan cards or however you want to choose to upload decent pictures of your cards, I mean, I've seen some raw cards sell for high money. I think you can do well.
Guess they have their eye on him too.
Uh-oh. Who
Nah.
got the ESPN alert?
No, it's me. I just got sniped.
You got sniped. Oh, it's the worst.
Man,
I can't get over the James Robinson snipe tonight. It's hurting me, man. I thought nobody was going to grab him. I was like, oh, he's going to fall to me. He's going to fall right in my lap.
Hey, he's on the trading block in our other league.
Is he? I can't do it.
I told you, man. You just made that trade. You traded away Leonard Fournette. You traded away Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt.
Zach Wilson.
I didn't even like Kareem Hunt. He was the best available running back at the time, and I just needed a running back. I'll be honest with you. That deal for me was ideal. Getting Josh Jacobs and Zach Wilson back for Fournette and Kareem Hunt, I didn't think that was a bad deal for a team that really needed. Like I needed a quarterback. So that fantasy trade for me was money. I mean, I think that Zach Wilson's going to throw the ball over the yard, whether he has a couple picks a game or not. If he's putting up the yards and getting a couple TDs, I mean, still worth it in any kind of league where you can start two quarterbacks.
Yeah, any type of that's true. No, I thought it was a good fair trade. And the guy was hoarding quarterbacks. He had 3 quarterbacks, and his 2 starting quarterbacks were Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he wasn't going to ever play Zach Wilson unless it was a bye week.
Exactly. So I told him, I said, it's a very fair trade. I honestly, I'm very high on Leonard Fournette. Maybe it's a little bit biased, but I know that we've got a 3-headed monster this year, but at the same time, it's like Leonard Fournette had a historic run for us in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. So in any type of clutch moment, we're gonna lean on Leonard Fournette from this point forward. That's a Bruce Arians and the Tom Brady methodology. They're going with the guy who's got the hot hand, who doesn't fumble, who can get in the end zone on a 1-yard run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And my breakdown on that for that guy when I offered that trade was this. You could say whatever you want about Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vaughn or whoever else they have on their roster. But the bottom line is this. When it came down to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, who did they lean on? They phased Ronald Jones out. He wasn't even on the field during the playoffs. You can say whatever you want. Leonard Fournette won that job last year.
Oh, yeah.
There's no debate that Leonard Fournette is the best running back on that team. There's no debate that Tom Brady loves him some Leonard Fournette. And if Tom Brady likes Leonard Fournette, then Leonard Fournette's going to be on the field because he runs that team. And don't be fooled by that either, because if you think that what's his name there, Bruce Arians is running that show, then you're on another level because Tom Brady runs that show.
I love it.
It's the truth.
Yeah, no. It is the truth. I definitely think that over 50% of the coaching aspect is on Tom Brady. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with Giovanni Bernard this year. I think he's going to take that LaShawn McCoy role from last year, but the LaShawn McCoy from last year was like barely on the field at all.
Ever. What's a shame is I think Keyshawn Vaughn's got skills. I'm not saying he's like a breakout candidate or anything, but he's got skills and he's just buried on that depth chart, man. He's so buried. If you could, I shouldn't say if you could, you can go out right now and buy Keyshawn Vaughn cheap, super cheap. But the thing is you just don't know when he's ever going to get his chance. And these running backs, man, even if they got tread on the tires, 99% of the time, once they're like in their late 20s, 28 to 30, you start seeing like a drop off. You know what I mean? And so Keyshawn Vaughn's clock is ticking, and again, He's a good buy right now because he's super cheap. But you better hope that like they trade Fournette or they trade Ronald Jones, and then Fournette, pulls one of his typical fits and ends up on the bench or something, and something where he ends up on the field. That's all you can hope for. But right now, his outlook is very bleak. It's just a bleak outlook. But I'm not gonna say it's a bad investment if you can get a Ronald Jones rookie card for $2.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like Ronald Jones just for his breakaway ability, like downfield running. And we got such a good
Ooh,
offensive
Joshua
line.
Kelly.
Yeah, what do you think about Joshua Kelly?
I was hoping you or Carter could answer this one for me, because I'll tell you right now.
Nothing. I have nothing on him.
You got nothing on him? Me either. I have zero on this guy, and I haven't researched him a ton. I know he's on the chart.
He was hyped up last year.
Yep.
Beat reporters were great. The beat reports on him was great. I actually invested in some Joshua Kelly last year coming into the season, and then he like fizzled out in game time. I mean, according to Player Profiler, his best comparable player, athletic metrics, workout metrics, is Sony Michel.
Okay. Which isn't over that's not
it's just 2020
impressive,
rookie,
right?
I mean, he was taken in the 4th round, so it wasn't like James Robinson low. He didn't really have a whole lot of greatness in college. I mean, he did pretty well at UCLA in terms of offensive production, 77th percentile college dominator. He's 5'11", 212. But the thing is, he did not look like he was physical enough to play in NFL whenever he got snaps and carries last year. And he kind of fell off, man.
I got another guy for you that I've been kind of like unsure about, and that's Mike Davis down in Atlanta. Now, I think, Carter, you might have grabbed him in this draft. I'm not sure.
I got some of his rookies.
You spoke. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You pulled up a Mike Davis rookie. Now, I've also had an eye on Mike Davis, and I've actually thought about drafting him. This was my last draft for the up until the season, so I'm done. And I didn't take him in any drafts, but he crossed my mind several times because everyone's like, "Oh, he's the number one option down in Atlanta. They got good weapons on the outside. They got Matt Ryan. The line might be decent. I'm not sure, but I don't know a whole lot about him either." And I don't even know when he was drafted, to be honest with you. And I'm on my drafts. Like, I know my guys. I don't ever remember like Mike Davis coming out. Like, where was he? Where did he go to school? I don't even know any of his background.
He was a Gamecock. He was South Carolina.
He was a Gamecock. He was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Round 4, 2015 NFL draft.
Oh, all right. So he's been in the league for a little while then. He must have bounced around because I don't ever even remember seeing him.
49ers, Seahawks, Bears, Panthers, and now he's getting this chance to be the lead back.
I was waiting for you to be like Jets, and I'd have been like, oh my God. Right? Like that'd have been one of those moments on like live TV where I'd have made a fool of myself. I don't know. That would have been funny.
Watch out for the hand fracture, man. So he fractured the same hand in his rookie year, missed 7 games. Fractured the same hand again in 2016, missed another 7 games, and then became a backup, and then didn't really play again until Christian McCaffrey went down, and that's what kind of earned him this lead role here in Atlanta this year.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, I mean, he's got an opportunity. Let's see what he does with it. I mean, again, I didn't take any chances on him, and I definitely don't own any Mike Davis rookie cards, but. Maybe he's something worth looking into. I like this deluxe. What is this? Crane plays deluxe. Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers week 1. I mean, I don't know. Me personally, on a fantasy level, I always lean toward Rodgers over Brady. I just think that fantasy wise is more of an upside. But that's
Tom Brady.
That's just maybe that's my
I think Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady is 2021 NFL MVP. I think he's also.
Oh my God, is this happening right now?
This is happening. I think he's also a top 5 fantasy.
I think Carter cracked a half a smile when you said that. Carter gave you the half smile.
Dude, I'm not kidding you because of the weapons we've got. because of the time he's had to develop the chemistry with the coaching staff and all the offensive weapons and all the personnel. He's had an entire offseason now. Plus, we've got all the swag from winning the Super Bowl. Do not be surprised if you see an MVP, Tom Brady MVP, hands down this season. Also, Tom Brady, top 5 fantasy quarterback this season.
Come on. Okay, that's not going to happen.
You are killing me.
Dude, top 5 fantasy quarterback?
This is awful.
Yeah.
In this
Passing.
economy?
It's going to be all passing, too.
Andy, I just noticed that the amount of people viewing just dropped about 5 people, man. I don't know if you noticed that too, but it was a big hit.
All my real homies stayed in.
So I do need y'all's help on something.
Yeah, let's go. I love this. I live for this.
All right, so I have never missed. Okay, trust me, I took my licks last year, and as far as betting on just football in general.
Okay,
but I've never missed an over/under win total. So last year I hammered, and I mean hammered, the Houston Texans under for 7.5 last year. And I was very happy I did that because I knew they're going to start 0-4 with the worst head coach of all time. Like, their schedule to start the year was Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens. So I knew they would start 0-3. And then they had the Vikings in week 4, and then they lost that one, and then they fired the coach.
Yeah.
So I just went heavy on the under total at 7.5. I'm trying to figure out if someone in the listening audience has a play this year. I've never missed a win total. I always do one right before the season opener. Is there anything that sticks out to you? A team that you think is at just a raw number that I should just hammer?
I am Joel Garza just hit a home run. If the Texans win 4 games, I will be blown away. I would be blown away if they win 4 games. As the worst roster in NFL history, maybe. It's so bad. It's so bad. The only thing they have in Houston right now is Brandon Cooks, and I happen to love Brandon Cooks, but he won't be there long because they'll trade him. Because they're trading everybody. Because they're I don't know who they're tanking for because they missed it. It was this year. I don't know if they got the memo. It was this year, but that is the worst team ever assembled.
Okay, so Texans under again at 4. I don't want to dip my toe in the well again. 4?
Well,
Are you kidding me?
Carson's saying Ravens 8. I don't know about that. Oh, 9. He corrected himself. He says Ravens 9. Is that 9 wins?
Do you think they're going over or under that, Carson?
Oh, man, they're going over 9 wins, I think.
The Ravens over 9?
I think so. I mean, what are they playing? I mean, they got the Browns twice, which is tough. And then
Steelers twice. Healthy Joe Burrow.
I'm not buying in the Steelers, man. I don't think the Steelers are good. I think Ben's washed. I think the only thing they got going, and I'm invested in, is Najee Harris. I think that because they notoriously run the ball, so I think he'll get yards no matter what. But other than that, I don't see. Juju sucks. I'm just not blown away by the Steelers. I think they'll wipe the Steelers.
What? So you're looking to hammer over on the win totals for a specific team on the season?
Over or under?
I think he's looking over or under.
It doesn't matter. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like last year, I went as hard as I could on Texans under last year because it was just right there at 7.5. That was the worst team, the worst coach, and I was right about that. And a few years ago, I hit Chiefs over like 2 or 3 years in a row because I'm a big Andy Reid guy. But their over-unders at 12.5, so they would have to go 13-4 for that to hit. And obviously, I mean, they could do it, but they're gonna have a first-place schedule, and I don't know.
What's the Bucks over/under at?
Oh,
12.
Oh, we're going right back to
12. Bro,
12.
that's that's a
They're not.
no-brainer, man.
You think they're going over 12 wins?
Yeah, dude. This
That means
is
they're going
You gotta remember,
13
too,
and 4.
Are we taking into account? Is anyone accounting for the extra game this year?
Yeah, exactly. So
That is one thing we do have to think about because I haven't been
Yeah.
thinking about that, to be honest with you. But this
yeah,
go ahead.
Andy, you got to factor in. Let's say the rest of the NFC South sucks, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the division in hand already at 11 wins. What if they rest all their starters that last week?
Bills.
That could be the final game. That would be
That's
something
true.
else I would fear.
Are the Bills really at 10.5?
10.5's not a bad play for the Bills.
For the
over.
Bills, I like that. I do like that.
I like it as well. I think
go with Joel's pick here.
Joel's pretty good there.
Oh, is that Jose Altuve for his avatar?
It looks like Jose Altuve. I hate him.
Yeah, Joel's. I feel bad for Joel. He's a hardcore Houston guy.
Yeah, he's banging on some trash cans.
Oh man.
I saw this Brian. I don't know who Brian is, but Brian wrote Juju gets 98 catches a year, and I think that's in reference to me saying Juju sucks, but he gets 98 catches for like 2 yards a catch. I mean, the guy, and he gets banged up a lot. Listen, I was high on him early. I mean, they had him in. Remember when he was so hot as a rookie? They had him in that NFL commercial. Remember the big Hall of Fame one where they're all at the dinner and they're like jumping through tables. And did you guys see that commercial, or am I?
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I don't know, man. They hyped him, but I agree though that I think that as far as the Steelers go, I do like Chase Claypool though. I think that he's a stud, which might make Juju better in the long haul.
No, it won't, because everybody's sleeping on Deontay Johnson.
True.
Who's a really good football player.
Ooh, Carter.
And also factor in that they got the tight end out of Penn State. They also still have Eric Ebron. I think Juju will get phased out at some point. I think he's a waste of a fantasy pick this year. I really do.
And now, do they stay Roethlisberger the whole way, or do you guys foresee that somebody Rudolph or who's they have someone else now too?
Haskins, man, Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, I'm just never been a Haskins.
I got a PSA 10.
Do you? Yeah. How much?
He's like Jameis Winston,
I actually have faith that Jameis is going to be good this year.
No, Jameis is actually good.
Yeah, I agree.
Better than Haskins.
But
yeah. Haskins never threw for 5,000 yards.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is Haskins more of like a Byron Leftwich?
Byron Leftwich was actually good.
100%. I was just going to say the same thing.
Byron was good.
Haskins
was bad. Haskins is just bad. Leftwich was a really
I love it.
NFL
He's trashing his own card, right? He's like, this is just bad.
Yeah. No, he's just bad. I made a mistake buying.
It happens. We all make bad investments. I've bought bad cards. Don't worry about it.
Well, talk me into this, okay?
Okay. All right.
If I'm a Zach Wilson believer,
boy, here we go.
Okay, so the New York Jets sitting at 6.
Yeah.
Okay. They end the season Buccaneers Bills.
8-8.
Okay?
8-8.
All right. So once again,
8-9. 8-9. Sorry.
If the Bills have the division in hand that last week, they're going to play all backups.
Yeah, they're gonna bench the starters, and Salah's going to start everybody because Salah's running dudes in preseason games that shouldn't be out there because he's one of them guys, man.
Okay, so look at this Jets schedule. Okay,
I like it, so I already know it. But
this schedule is soft.
It should be soft. We've been getting waxed for years, man. I don't even. Come on, give me a break. Go ahead.
Okay,
no,
the Jets start the season.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterback against a rookie quarterback. They get Mac Jones week 1.
No.
Broncos week 2.
No. Jets have the Panthers week 1.
My bad. It is Panthers. Okay.
Yeah.
But still, look at even the Panthers are not that good.
Reasonable matchup.
Yes.
Easy win game. They could. I shouldn't say they should. They could win that game.
Okay, look. Panthers winnable. Patriots winnable.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos winnable.
Agreed.
Titans coming to New York, not winnable, but still.
There's a chance, but it's slim to none.
But then look at this. Schedule is Falcons,
Yep.
Patriots again,
Yep.
Bengals,
Yep.
Colts, I mean,
They're
look at the
They're going to
quarterback.
see Miami twice, which I don't think is a very good team.
And they also get the Texans,
Yep.
Jameis Winston Saints. They get the Jaguars,
Yeah.
Dolphins, Eagles.
Yeah.
But for us to win
It
our
sounds
bet
good to
here,
me. I like it. I like what you're saying, Carter.
7-10 is reasonable if Zach Wilson is decent.
If listen, there's a lot of guys, and I mean, I'm saying a lot of guys are going out on a limb for Zach Wilson, and I'm saying like these guys, there's guys like Tony Romo comparing him to who was it? He said Dan Marino. That's what it was. Compared him to Dan Marino, and there's a lot of guys going out on a limb and saying this guy's arm talent. I'm not like again, there's a lot more to a quarterback than just arm talent, but the kid's arm talent is unquestionable. And if he's as bright as he seems, and he's definitely mobile enough, he's not like a quarterback, like a pocket quarterback. He can move. He's not a statue, like other people, you know.
Okay, Jets' offensive line
is better. It's better this year. It's better this year.
Better.
Yeah, agreed.
And I can't talk myself into the secondary.
Don't do it.
Ugh.
Don't do it.
Ugh,
I don't think it's a fair. I don't think it's a good bet. I like the Bills at 10.5. I think someone else threw in there that what's the Eagles line? Because the NFC East is junk.
It was junk last year, but you got to think Dallas is going to be a lot better this year.
Dallas is going to be better this year.
Eagles are at 6.5.
They get slept on a lot, the Eagles. And I hate Jalen Hurts, and I know that Andy loved.
And Andy loves him some Jalen Hurts.
Loves some Jalen Hurts.
Loves him some Jalen Hurts.
I do, man. I do.
Oh.
Okay, Eagles' schedule is really brutal. I'm not gonna lie.
Brutal, huh? Okay. Then we don't even need to go down that road then.
So they start Falcons, 49ers, Cowboys, Chiefs.
That's a lot of fantasy points for Jalen Hurts.
I don't think we need to go much further there.
Then it's
Falcons.
Panthers.
Someone said, "What's the why the Falcons? What do they have going?"
Well, the thing is, if you lose that game, more than likely,
Atlanta's at 7.5. They said.
Mm-hmm.
They have a soft schedule. I don't know. It's interesting because they could be good. Listen. My outlook on anything when I look at NFL winning teams is they have to have a good quarterback. Matt Ryan is a good quarterback. Say whatever you want about him, or say whatever you want about the Falcons, but he's a good quarterback. I mean, he's been in the league a long time. Came out of BC. Guys done a lot. Made it to the Super Bowl. Blew it, but he made it.
Okay, I think I found my play, Vescovi.
Where you going? You like it?
Okay.
I can't take any credit because that was Joel Garza as well. Joel's throwing all kinds of teams out.
No. I found the Giants. The Giants under 7. Okay.
Under 7. Yeah. Okay.
Under 7. Okay.
Okay.
I hate their coaching staff. Worst offensive coordinator in the NFC is Jason Garrett.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I can buy that.
So Falcons, Saints, Cowboys, Rams, Panthers. Then you get Chiefs, Raiders team, Buccaneers. No, the schedule's winnable. Man,
what? No, I think the Giants. You should hammer that under on them, man.
Yeah,
based on the schedules you just read off.
Would you say under 6?
Under 7.
Under 7. That's a deal. That's a deal for me. I like it.
So you think they're a 6 and 11 team?
I think they might even be a 5-win team. That's not a good team, and they gotta and again, like Andy said, they gotta play the Cowboys twice. They're going to be significantly better this year. They're going to have to go against that Washington defense twice. That's a beast. I mean, so right there's 4 losses. I mean, you go through that. I think you said they play Tampa Bay. That's a mopping. Who else do you list off? I mean, it's sounding good to me. Who's the easy teams they play that they should beat?
Dolphins.
They might not beat the Dolphins.
They get to play the Bears in Chicago.
They're not beating the Bears in Chicago. No way.
And then
no way.
They have to go to New Orleans and play the Saints.
No way.
That's a mopping.
and then
Wow.
Falcons, Cowboys, Panthers. I want to find one. I always fall in love with one and hammer it. And
I'm
I
in
can
love
just
with
focus
that.
on
I
that.
am in love with that. Under 7? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
The
the
Giants
Giants.
aren't winning 7 games this year. Nah.
But see, I'm looking at these teams. The Saints are at 9. My New Orleans Saints are at 9. Do you think
Okay.
Jameis
I didn't even know
Winston?
you were a Saints fan. Had no idea.
No,
I think you
yeah.
guys will finish like 9-9 this year.
And so my guy over there is Demario Davis, man.
Oh,
What a
yeah, that's right.
steal. What a steal. That guy, we let him walk in free agency for pennies on the dollar. He went down there. He's been the number 1 leading tackler on the team for like the last 3 years straight. He's the captain of the defense. He's the heart and soul. Man, I mean, the Jets blew it on him, but that's another story.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let Shelly make my pick. She has
Shelley.
flowers. She has flowers as her avatar, so that means that
Is she Ridley 18?
Yes.
She's been drafting her ass off, man. She's been drafting. I'm
This
impressed.
is her second year playing fantasy football ever.
oh,
Okay.
Shelly's 18 years old.
No. She's
Calvin
a big
Ridley's number
Falcons
is
fan,
18.
Atlanta Falcons fan.
Oh,
So she's got the Calvin Ridley avatar, the Calvin
Yeah.
Ridley. Her fantasy team, her handle on Sleeper is Ridley 18.
okay. So Shelly, you get to make my play, or one of y'all get to make my play. I would take the Giants. Carson at pure graded X. Would you
Austin's
bet
with
it?
the Giants? He's with us on the Giants. They're
What-
stinkers this year, dude.
Would he bet a pure graded X sub of 30 cards?
Oh, I hear a wager. I love wagers.
No, I'm kidding.
No, he's not. He's in.
You know one thing? I'm kind of talking
Oh,
myself
Ravens
into
out. Later, Ravens.
Washington football team at 8.5. I kind of want to go over with that.
Washington at over what? 8.5?
Okay.
Okay.
All
I
right.
can see it. I don't know the schedule, but I could see it.
Okay. So NFC East schedule with up and down quarterback play with the best defensive line in football. So if you have the best defensive line, you can win any game in the NFL if
Agreed.
you can really rattle the quarterback.
Yeah, Khalil Mack.
I think it's even bigger in the NFL than it is in college too. Obviously Cowboys twice, Eagles twice. Oh, the end of their schedule is very soft. Raiders, Cowboys twice, Eagles twice, Giants. Then they also get
They're gonna kill Daniel
Broncos.
Jones. They're gonna kill Daniel Jones.
They
Chase
get,
Young is gonna turn him into hamburger meat, man.
let's see, the early part of their season, Chargers, Giants, Bills, Falcons, Saints in Washington, Chiefs in Washington. Then they go to Green Bay. I mean, they have 3 elite teams on their schedule.
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's
one
3.
team-
That's only 3.
No, they got the Buccaneers on their schedule too.
Oh, well.
But the thing is, man, those quarterbacks are not going to have good games if that pass rush stays healthy.
Carter, why are you running away from this Giants under 7, man? Why are you running away from the home run? I don't understand it, man. Someone just threw you a fastball right down the middle, and you're like turning your back like you're about to get beamed.
No Brad Nolan in the chat, please.
Brad Nolan. Is that the Brad Nolan?
No Brad Nolan.
That's
He hadn't even
the
listened
Brad
to-
Nolan.
He hadn't even listened to one of our podcasts. Yet.
Man.
He's like, you and Andy started a podcast. He's like, my goodness gracious. Brad was just talking so much trash about us.
Andy's everywhere, man. Andy is everywhere right now. I mean, that guy's putting out all kinds of platforms. I don't know. I can't even keep up. Can't keep up.
But the only thing you should keep up with is the new Fantasy Football Card Quest podcast.
I'm on it. What is he? I keep wanting to say Discord, but I'm a Patreon. I'm a Patreon, man. I'm a
Are you
low
a patron?
Patreon, but I'm a Patreon, man.
Let's go.
You know, so
Represent.
I'm invested here. I mean, I'm starting to think I should be on this team. How did I get left out?
Well, you're a Jet fan. That's part of it.
No, I know. I'm messing around. No, I love it, man. I love it. Andy, listen, Andy brought me on the show. I was just some schmo, and we just started chatting. He's like, dude, you sound like you know something. Let's talk. You know what I mean? Like, how many people do that? So,
Well, here's the thing. I wanted to buy that Jamar Chase slab from.
oh no, here we go.
And then you put it on. What did you end up getting?
You don't
for
even
it on
want to
eBay?
know. You don't even want to know. You should have took it for the 40 I offered it to you for.
Did you get 40 on it?
No, I got 35.
Mm.
See, it hurts.
You could have
It
given it
hurts.
to an actual Jamar collector right here, man.
I should have just, you know what I should have done? I should have put it in a padded envelope and sent it to you as a gift, free for nothing. And I blew it.
And then I would have sent you. And you want?
I blew it.
Vescovi, I did actually sell the Zach Wilson. I did put it up on eBay.
Oh,
and let me see, what did it go for?
see, because I'll be honest with you, because that card was numbered, autographed, and although he was in a college uniform that was not even a college uniform,
Right,
because they don't even have like the LSU logo on there.
right.
I was like, I'm still sitting on something decent here. I loved how he signed it. The auto was clean. He
Right.
wrote the number 1 on there. That was dope. It was low numbered too. What was it, out of 35? I think it was.
Yeah.
So it was low numbered, and I just thought, and it was cracked ice. I thought I was sitting on something nice, and not that it wasn't nice, but it just, for the $35 I got, I'd have rather gave it to you for free, to be honest. And that's not me just talking smack. If I didn't think I was gonna pull $100 on it, I wouldn't even put it on eBay. But I really thought I was gonna do well, and I just didn't do as well as I thought.
Dude, the Zach Wilson optic hollow I put up, it went for 32.
$32, that's it?
Yeah, I mean, it was going for 20 for weeks. That optic hollow.
Zach Wilson optic hollow. Pull that up. AC, can you pull that
College
up?
uniform, man.
It's a college uni.
It's a college uni.
Chronicles.
Yeah.
It's the Chronicles.
It's the Chronicles. Oh yeah. Oh yes. You sent me the photos. We went back and forth. We were gonna pull a little trade action. I remember. I'm with you now.
I'm still waiting on my first Jamar auto. Still waiting.
You know,
I'm not a real fan. Look, he's my phone backdrop too, man. Freaking love this man.
God, I guess you do, huh?
Yeah, I did. Dude, he won us a national championship
Single-handedly. He did it by himself.
But I mean, obviously it was Joe, but
Joe was awesome.
Yeah, but we were down 17-7, and Clemson's game plan was to put their first round corner head up on Jamar, and Jamar put him in a body bag. He chalk outlined him in the Superdome. They had to put yellow caution tape around AJ Terrell of how bad. Dude, it was wild. It was wild. That's one of the greatest. And he dropped a touchdown at the end.
Yeah.
Now, we don't talk about him because obviously, Joe and then Devonta Smith. But, I'm hoping he bounces back. This has been just the worst preseason ever. I know it's been a nightmare. But this is a guy who didn't play live football for over a year. Now, me being the biggest Jamar fan that you'll find, I think this rookie year is going to be pretty rocky for him for a lot of reasons.
Sure.
He's just a winner. He's not like the route runner that Justin Jefferson or Devonta Smith is. Mm-hmm. He's just a guy that just wins. And that takes a little bit if you're going to be that type of guy in the NFL. So, he's going to have to refine his route running a little bit, but yeah, I am a little nervous about him because, he sat out this full year.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And as far as like investing is concerned, if I do think he's going to have a rocky year, his prices are going to drop. And look,
buy low.
That's what I'm going to do. So, like, for instance, Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins are still there.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson had, Adam Thielen, who's getting older. He had Dalvin Cook pounding the rock. And he was taking over the Stephon Diggs role in that offense. I don't think Jamar's going to start, but with Boyd is still relevant. T. Higgins is about to have a good year as well. And that offensive line's not as good as Minnesota. So I think it's going to be a little rocky for my guy, Jamar, but we'll see. We'll see.
It's interesting because I agree it could be rocky for him. And he's way more of a talent than the guy I'm gonna name drop a guy. It's gonna hurt your feelings. I'm really, this is not an insult in any kind of way. And you might not even know the name I'm about to say, but there was a guy the Jets drafted. I believe he was out of Georgia Tech in the second round, Stephen Hill. And I was like, man, we just got, this was probably like 2000. Geez, I'm gonna date this. This had to be like 2010, 11. I don't know. I can't even remember. But anyway, this dude was an athletic freak, and I swore he was going to be like the second coming. I just really had this great feeling about him. But he couldn't pick up the playbook. He really struggled like with that aspect of the game. He ran decent routes. He had brick hands, which Chase doesn't have. Chase has lovely pillow hands, but I don't know. It's like one of those things where if a guy struggles in the playbook and a guy can't like focus on the field and he gets jammed at the line and just can't handle that aspect of the physicality of like the next level, it can be tough, man. I mean, I like Jamar Chase, but those are the things that I see being like an uphill battle for him in the pros. But him and Joe have a really good connection from the college days, so that he has that working for him, and Joe's going to obviously advocate for him because he ended up on the team, right? So I mean, if you don't think Joe didn't have any say in that, and they got, like you said, they got Tyler Boyd, they got T Higgins, they got weapons. I mean, he'll get his this year. He might not look good all the time, but like you said, you buy low, and if you got faith, man, like you clearly have faith. And
so tell me this: why are eBay auctions not good right now? I'm very interested because I've done a lot.
I'm interested to know myself because here's and I'm going to give Carson a little jab here because I'm kidding, but the truth is I'm trying. I don't want to say I was setting the market, but there's with these new slabs that I was investing in, or I shouldn't even say I was investing in, because truthfully a lot of them were PC cards, and then I just at one point was like, all right, some of these cards I really don't plan on holding. I'm just going to put a bunch up and see how I do. And the only way to truly gauge the market, in my opinion, I think Andy would agree, and you would agree, and most anyone would agree, is you just set a no reserve 99-cent start and you see where it goes. And that's the only way you're ever going to get a true like sample of what it's worth. I mean, so to me, I did what was best for maybe Pure Graded X in the sense of like getting a sense of what their card values are, right? Like I think I posted about, 8 slabs or something that I just, again, these were cards that didn't mean a whole lot to me. Some of them I was going to PC, some of them I was like, if I go to a show or someone really likes the labels, maybe I can sell them off for some money or whatever. And I did do all right on like one card I really felt good about. I did well. But listen, the bottom line is this: when you buy a product like that, and you take that chance, you have to realize that what you're doing is exactly that. It's a chance. Who's to say 15 years from now? I mean, I don't know, I saw Carson made a comment about half an hour ago or so where he, said how determined as an owner he was. Cause I think I made a comment, like one thing I could say about Carson is that he through adversity and everything else, and he stood by his product and fought back and everything else, is that 15 years from now, maybe they're the number 3 company in grading, right? Who's to say? And I just sold too early, you know what I mean? And now my Pure Graded X slabs from early days were worth something. I don't know, you can't really judge that market, but the only way to set the market is to literally just put them out there and start them for next to nothing and just see where they go. And, like I said, I didn't do bad. I didn't do great. I fell somewhere right in the middle. Some of the cards went for $5 and some of the cards went for $45. It really was based on the card, to be honest, in my opinion.
Really? Okay.
And what people thought of the label. Like, some people might've said, wow, like that label really makes that, and that slab really makes that card pop. And for myself, like I had the guy who bought the Jamar Chase, funny enough, actually messaged me on eBay after he got the card personally, physically in hand, and said, I just wanted to say thank you for this card. It's part of my personal collection now, and I really love the way it looks in this in this, particular case. You know what I mean? With this label. Actually, I could share it, but you know what I mean? I got to get my phone and do all that. But anyway, I thought it was super cool. You know what I mean? Like that someone went out of their way to say, hey, you sold me a dope product.
Right.
I really liked it. And it's like going in my PC. That was cool, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, he got a good deal on it, in my opinion. And that works for them, right? Like that for Carson and excuse me, I'm drawing a blank. Thomas, thank you. For Thomas and Carson, like that's a huge compliment, right? Because that's their work. Like, I mean, all I did was be the middleman, but for that person, that it meant a lot to them. And you know what they said? They said, I'm going to reach out to that Pure Graded X company. Never heard of them, but I'm going to reach out. That's what he said at the end of the message. I was like, that's cool. Like, good, you should, But again, I just was trying to set the market, see what I had. I also I'd be lying. I'd be straight up lying if I didn't say the Burbank thing didn't scare me a little bit, and I was trying to get out a little bit. I was like, oh, like, did I screw up here? Like, there's a lot involved. And when you're an investor or collector investor, whatever you want to call it, I've spent a decent amount of money there. I'm not saying I broke the bank there, but I definitely, from early on, I've been a customer and I tried to be loyal, and I think I've built a decent relationship with those guys. Carson's called me a couple times, and like I said, I always respected. The one thing I always said about Carson was, like, he called me like when they had an issue with their actual, like when they first were getting the equipment and things were going a little slow. He was just like, hey, I just want you to know, like, this is what we're dealing with, but they're coming. I'm just saying they're straightforward guys. So, whether I shop there again or I continue to support the product or whatever it is, I don't know for the future. But I will say this is, you're not going to find more straight up dudes than those two guys. So
you know what's interesting though is, why would he say all buy now or best offer?
I don't know. I don't get it either. I don't know.
I don't have much luck just doing.
I do nothing but buy it now.
Right? I do
because
too,
I've
now.
been burned on auctions. I don't necessarily think it's the time that I'm ending, because I'm ending them in the evening or at night. But I think it's just when you have your card listed as a buy it now, it'll sit there longer, right? But you're gonna capture an impulsive buyer whenever it does pop, and you're gonna get a little bit higher price, because in an auction it's fixed. The time that it starts and ends is fixed, and whatever it ends at is what you're going to get. And not everybody are getting in on those auctions. A lot of people in the hobby are impulsive, is what I've learned. They're impulsive, and so you don't know when that's going to happen. And a lot of people will go on there and they want to buy something right then and there. They don't want to wait for an auction to end. They get distracted easily. They have ADD. A lot of people have ADHD and stuff. And so they go right then and there to buy something, and they buy it now. That's a buy it now. You can buy it now, So
yeah.
I had a lot of luck.
Like here's a prime example, like the Jamar Chase card, because we keep going back to that card. I check that card daily because I really, again, I had a huge, even the Brandon Ayuk auto, same card, but Brandon Ayuk, that card did well too. Reasonably well for a college uni with no logos on it, whatsoever. But, but again, the Jamar Chase card had like over 318 views. It had, over 38 watchers, which in my book for my cards, like just strictly basing it off of my stuff, I'm not Brad Nolan or anyone. So, my numbers might not be overly high, but those numbers to me were high. Like when you see my number, like when I look at my regular stuff, like that I list, my viewings and stuff like that aren't that high. So that card, I'm like, man, 38 watchers, when the fireworks are going to go off in the last 15, 30 seconds of this auction, you know what I mean? And when they didn't, or when they did, but they were like pennies on the dollar, I just had to take it for what it was, like it's a Jamar Chase card. Yeah. And it's numbered low and it's autoed, but it's in a non-labeled rookie uniform. And let's be honest. Leaf metal's nice, but it's just not, it's not, it's just not like optic hollow. You know, like, could you imagine if that was an Optic Hollow, Jamar Chase numbered at a 35 auto? You know what I mean? That card would have
Right.
went for like, $600, but it's just, that's not what the product is.
That's so interesting, and also, that and Carson's pure graded X, he doesn't do 9.5s anymore.
Yeah.
He goes up to 10. I'm interested, Carson. What have people said about that? I find that so interesting because, I think as the hobby matures, because CSG slabs don't have, no, SGC slabs, they don't have subgrades, do they?
SGC? I don't believe so. So as far as I know, Beckett, you can pay for subgrades, correct,
Right.
Andy?
Yeah.
So you can get Beckett either subgraded or not subgraded. PSA is not subgraded. And I don't believe SGC is subgraded either. Now, you might be able to pay for subgrades there too. I don't know. Andy just sent in some stuff. I don't know if you can or can't.
No,
No.
but they
I like
do
their
have
product, though.
yeah.
I
They do
like-
have a 0.5 grading scale.
Yeah,
CSG,
okay.
you
They
pay
will
for
do half grades,
subgrades.
but
It's
they don't-
expensive though, dude. $5 per subgrade at CSG. $5 per subgrade per card. So it's basically an extra $20 per card
Yeah,
to get
that's a lot.
subgrades. And that's because they're basically saying this is going to take time to put these subgrades on the cards.
Sure. See, so Brad's saying that, and not only Brad, but Joel also, is that watchers are misleading and they mean nothing. So for me, I be honest with you, I base a lot of my cards on watchers. Now I have a lot of cards go unsold with a lot of watchers sometimes, just because maybe I overpriced them. Because originally I never did auctions, and I always did like or I did an auction, but I had like like a higher starting price, because I knew that starting price was like my base number, like where I wouldn't lose on the card. You know what I mean? I'd go 7 days and I started at, let's just say the card I thought was worth $5. So I'd start the starting bid at $5. And then anything over that, I made money, right? But that wasn't really working out too well for me either. So I don't know if I'm like, if I'm just like not using eBay to its highest potentials or not. And maybe I should watch some more videos from other people, other content creators, on how to use eBay a little better. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a million different ways to skin a cat, and there's a million different ways to sell a card. But if a card is liquid, it's going to sell, and you're going to make money no matter what platform and what it, that's just, so if you're trying to sell like I just sold like a Nick Bosa jersey card at a score that probably worth $1.99, and I sold it for $5 on eBay. You know what I mean? Like, but it went through 3 rounds of 7-day auctions before someone finally bought it. You know what I mean? I had a starting price of $5. You know what I mean? So I got $5 for it. But I mean, if you're willing to sit on cards like that and just wait around until it happens, but again, like if you had a very liquid card and you just put it on there, it's going to sell for what it's worth. I think that's why everyone says, like, if you want to set the market, you set it at 99 cents with no reserve, and it's going to tell you what it's worth. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's interesting because, Brad's a really good personal friend of mine as well. And I follow, and I'm a big soccer fan. I know Team USA looked bad tonight. Also, shout out the greatest baseball player of all time, Derek Jeter's in the Hall of Fame. I just wanted y'all to know that.
Yep,
Greatest of all time.
That.
But it is interesting though, because like it seemed from the National, and I don't think you went, Vescovi, to the National.
I did not.
It seemed as if there was a lot of positive momentum for SGC, the black and white slabs. And I know they released a video where they showed their transparent grading and all that stuff. So, okay, Team USA just scored. Good. It is wild, though, because I would have thought it seems like right now SGC is in the lead for becoming that next company, right? After Beckett and after PSA. Do you guys feel the same way? I know, Andy, you're starting to use them a little bit.
I definitely think they're the number 3 right now. I think that the only other company that's out there that even like could battle them for that spot would be the new CSG. Is that
The
right?
green labels, yeah.
Yeah, everyone says their slabs are ugly. That but they have like such a good history because they grade comics and coins
Right.
and all these other things. So they have a good reputation and they have something to stand on. Then some people are talking about like, and this is a long shot. So I'm not saying by any means, please, anyone who's still watching, don't think I'm saying HGA is the number 3 spot. I'm just saying it does seem like though that they're picking up a little steam. They're not doing bad, but SGC is clearly, in my opinion, the number 3 guy right now, and I think it's partially because you can submit, you can get a good turnaround time, and you can get a decent slab back for a reasonable price. But,
man, dude, every HGA slab, every day I see a new person cracking an HGA slab right when they get it. I swear to you. I swear I see it all the freaking time.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why. I see some people saying, well, my raw cards are selling for more than what they're selling in an HGA slab.
That's hard, man. That's a hard thing to hear because I mean, and I'll be honest, I went to a show and I tried to move a couple slabs that were like off-brand slabs, and it just people were like, look, man, the God's honest truth is I'm buying the card. That's what I'm buying right now. Like anything outside of that is just meaningless to me. To true investors, guys who were there, who had booths set up and were really there to make money, they basically told you that if you had any kind of third party outside of PSA and Beckett, essentially, and maybe SGC, that essentially they're just buying your card for what it was. And that's what it was, though. That's what they told you. Like I went to a big show in New York. It was a 2-day show. It was held at Hofstra University. They called it the Northeast National or the Long Island National, whatever you want to call it. And it was a lot of like vintage. It turned out to be like a lot of vintage stuff. But they had Beckett was there live, and they also had a couple other people, other companies there, in general. But like over 300 tables. And anyone I went to with other slabs outside of those 3 companies, that's what people were telling me. And I mean, it's fine. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean anything negative. It just means right now they're just not carrying any other added value, but these companies are growing and they're trying to expand, and maybe they'll make it, maybe they won't, but who knows? That's to be determined. AC, man. AC. Where's
What's
the
up?
coffee pot, brother?
Good. It's time for bed. It's time for bed.
All right. We're tapping out. We
I've
ran this one long. It's almost 4 hours.
Well,
Almost
it's
4
you,
hours.
Viscovi. I mean,
It's you, man.
dude, I drafted a whole other fantasy team. It's crazy. I've gotten 3 loads of laundry done within the thing. You just didn't know it.
I could talk for days, dude. I love this stuff. I mean, I just live for it, but it's a lot of fun, and I don't get on a lot. So whenever I get an opportunity to get some quiet around here and I can actually jump on with the guys and chat, I love to chat it up. So
but the only difference though is like Andy's backdrop is so much better than ours. I have nothing.
No. He's looking real official over there with all the
and then
stuff.
Viscovi's got the Pottery Barn background. Wonderful's about that.
Yeah.
God bless you. God, man.
Yeah.
Like
And
Chip
you just
and
got
Joanna
the blank wall,
Gaines,
bro. And you just got the blank wall.
I'm not gonna lie. I had the coolest thing happen. There was a viewer who I gotta go get it framed. He painted me like a Joe Burrow painting.
Okay,
like a huge, cool. So it's gonna be back here.
All right,
and it's him doing the Heisman pose.
Oh, that's really cool.
I was like, that's so cool, and it's serial numbered. He made like a 1,000 different prints. He gave me serial number 2. He kept number 9, but like number 2, Justin Jefferson. There were some other meanings behind that and stuff. So I'm working on it. But if you ever come on here again, I don't want to see.
You don't want to see the
live, laugh, love.
You don't want any of that. Last time I had my big Jets flag up, my Vescovi Man Cave, and Andy butchered it and said Vescovi Manscape. It's like, oh man, what an introduction! What
Just,
an
just letting
introduction!
the people know that you take, personal grooming
Very seriously.
very seriously.
That's right. And if we don't get off of here now, Andy might just drop right on the mic. So
I might,
All right.
dude.
I'm cutting it.
I get going early, y'all. I get
Yo,
going
I
early.
hear
Got
you,
a lot
man.
of content to create, man.
I got to be up for work tomorrow morning myself. So,
All right,
but
guys.
Carter, it was
Well,
fun getting on live with you, man. And Andy, thanks for having me, man. Thanks for letting me get on.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you guys.
Absolutely. Let's
It
do it
was fun.
again.
Good luck. Hey,
real
good luck
soon.
on the draft. I can't wait to get those cards in the mail. I'll give you the address now if you want it. And see you guys next time.
As long as the
Bye.
Bucks win. See you, man.
See you later.
Peace.